Welcome into the casual gaming conversation. I'm Connor. That's Nick. Today we are breaking down 2026, the mid year check in. We're going to go over the Fantasy Critic standings as a framework to go through the year's releases and what's to come. But before we get into that, Nick, how are you feeling?
Let's be very clear. We're going to talk through the games through Fantasy Critic. I don't want to harp on the Fantasy Critic aspect because it's going real bad for your boy this year. This is the worst year of Fantasy Critic
Mr.
for me
Highguard over here.
ever. That is so bad. I believed in Jeff Keighley, and it did not work out for me. And then I believed in Jeff Keighley Summer Game Fest, and it worked out. He delivered. So
Daddy Jeff delivered.
Daddy Jeff delivered the goods. I'm doing all right though, man. Life's been good. I am feeling all right as of right now. Connor knows. I'm not. I don't know if I'm sick, but I got a stuffy nose, so we're working on that. We're working through that. Weird weekend of like really fun, and then really odd work, and just obviously just getting recollecting up and some other random shit. But like the fun was a great time. Went to a little like Friday night barbecue situation at my friend Kendy's place. We had many people over there. I think we had like 35 people over there, and they had like this big yard. They had like a forerunner just running around in this yard. Also, like just tossing a football, just seeing how far I can throw this thing. I said 40 yards. It's pretty close.
No shot.
It's pretty close. We used a official size like college ball situation that like it's almost like I don't know if this is right. No, like that is a official normal football. It is pretty close. With that being said, it's not over 40 yards if it is 40 yards. So I literally was with my buddy Sam and Ryan. I was like, hey, this whole TikTok thing, can I throw a football? And they were like, you have like a decently strong. And the first one I threw maybe went like 25 yards.
Oof.
And I was like, that was bad. Give me another one. And then I launched one, and they're like, okay, like it might not be 40 yards, but it's damn close. And I was like, yes. This thing that's plagued me for over a year now is now come to a conclusion to some level.
For some context here, we did a draft a while back talking about which controller we thought we could throw the furthest. And Nick stated during that he could throw a football 40 yards, and many comments said that is likely untrue.
Yeah, everyone was like, you're not even close. And I was like, I'll say it. I think I'm one of the least athletic looking people on the planet whenever I'm doing anything, legitimately anything.
Yeah. We're not very coordinated, us Evans boys.
With that being said, I'm a decent athlete. Like I can go and play almost any game that we're like doing decently well. And like yesterday, I'm running routes and like against some of our friends after Run Club and everything. Literally, someone just has football. We're in a big park, and hey, let's get 1v1s going. And there are people that are way more athletic than me. Like they are known for their athleticism, and I am totally going step for step with these people. And like, once again, do I look coordinated while doing it? No, I look like a fish floundering, dude. Like I'm like just like trying to juke and stay with. I look uncoordinated because my frame, I think, is just a lot of lank. Okay, like I'm a tall dude, skinny legs, skinny arms, and a wide chest. Like it is not ever gonna look good. But I'm able to stick with these people. I'm decent at almost any game that I pick up. With that being said, I look so bad while doing it.
Yeah. When it comes to catching a football, I'm hot and cold, up and down. Like where like sometimes I really impress myself. I'm like, how the fuck did I catch that? I'm straight up OBJ in this. Like, and then other times I'm a complete butterfingers. Yeah. Like it doesn't make any sense.
When's the next time we're getting you out for night football? You, me, and my high school buddies.
Fun. I was actually playing pretty good during that.
Yeah, you were having a great time, and I got to line up against you a few times too. And then you got covered by some of my other buddies. We haven't played night football.
Night football on concrete.
On concrete. So to clarify, night football. This is something that me and my buddies used to do back in high school. We were not the partying type. In high school, we were a bunch of nerds, and like when you if you've watched like every piece of content we've ever done, you know Scott, you know Matt, they would play, and then like a bunch of our other friends, we'd all play night football, which would be around like 8 p.m. We would go to the parking lot of our high school, or when we got a little bit older and we graduated, we would go to a parking lot of like a Kroger or like a shopping center. Stop and shop, yeah. We'd get out there, we would decide, okay, like this parking spot is the touchdown, this parking spot's the touchdown. You have 4 downs to go and score a touchdown, 2-hand touch.
The end zones.
And, did I say
touchdown?
Oh, jeez. End zones. Once again, this is just a weird explanation, but we would go and say 4 downs to score a touchdown, or if the field is concrete, would be long enough, we would have like a first down mark and halfway through, and you'd get another 4 downs. Basically, we did this every Friday and sometimes also Saturday night for sophomore, junior, senior year, well into college, and to the point where I think it was my first year back from college where I hit up Connor. Connor's just doing nothing. He's hanging out with us. And I'm like, Connor, we got night football. You in? And it's like, no, man, I don't know. He's giving me all.
I think you were still in high school.
Maybe
and
I was.
I came back
were in
from college for a couple of months.
Yeah, okay, that checks.
To get some stuff in order.
It was definitely towards the very end of high school, but that makes sense because we definitely were playing at the high school, so that checks. But yeah, you got out there, you ran with us, and since
I remember feeling terrible the next day. I was so out of shape.
Connor was like, "I'm not an athlete anymore."
I keep chuckling to myself while you're going through this story because I can't stop thinking about my fingy hurts.
Yeah. Oh, so great story. The person that I went to Bonnaroo with, Andrew, there's a moment where he jams his finger and he goes in and he's like, just like jokingly being like, my fingy really hurts. My fingy's harmed.
He's sitting on the sidelines because he's like, I can't play because my finger hurts too bad. And everyone was giving him a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Turns out he broke his finger.
Because the entire time he made it like he was like, I'm hurt, but I'm going to make the joke about it. But because he's making the joke about it, we're like, all right, just get back up. Get back up. Like, we need even numbers and everything. And surely enough, no, the dude broke his finger. Shout out to Andrew. Really, really fun. Really, really fun weekend. The last weekend, I'm now fully just like thinking about the past 2 weeks. Like, we were in LA only 2 weeks ago. That feels like 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, it feels so long ago at this point.
Simultaneously the longest year of my life and also the quickest.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that it's been longer for me because I feel like there's just been so much stuff happening 24/7. Like,
the months go by really fast.
Yeah.
But then when I look back to previous months, I'm like, that feels like an eternity.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because there's so many stories.
Yeah.
That's what's up, dude. I really feel I was talking to our mother about this. Like normally after a lot of fun, I have this like crazy come down where I'm like so high energetic, you know, just like, oh my gosh, so much great shit's happening all the time. Showcase season, are you kidding me? Like, I'm so happy. And then when the happiness like subsides, it's like, oh, like what's next? What's left? What like, and I get a little bit sad for a spell. But life has just been so good that not only is there always the next thing, I feel like this time 25-year-old version of me is more okay with just like being okay in these come down moments. And it has been really satisfying this week to recover and relax a little bit. And like Tuesday and Wednesday was totally for me like days that I'm like, I just don't want to walk. Like I just want to sit and I want to do a little work and I want to play some games. And Disco Elysium in the morning has been great for that. And like just going grabbing a cup of coffee. I do need to work out more. That's the one thing that like I've sort of has been kicked to the side due to disco, but also just due to me not wanting to go and work out. But yeah, dude, I'm doing really well right now. 8 minutes into the podcast, doing great. And yeah, we're coming off of a CGNC that I would say is not only definitively the longest episode we've done.
I think that was an all-timer.
I think it's one of the best podcast episodes ever shot by Cope 64.
We're basically just shouting about the situations that we're talking about the entire time, too, which is very passionate.
Yeah, the passion's there, and I think that this was the culmination, though, of 9 different Xbox podcasts that we've had this year that's headlined that show. And then this other shoe dropped. And so it was just pure frustration, but also I think that we came in with a level head enough to be like, let's talk about this the right way and everything. And that podcast
we have kind of a unique take on this. I don't see many people saying the same things.
I think that a large part of the industry looks at layoffs just always as like, this isn't bad. And I do think that layoffs are bad.
Obviously,
duh. But and it's inhumane when it's this amount because it just seems like it's numbers on a paper. But also this is the other shoe dropping because the past administration, it was as poor as they were, and they're now going in a different direction, and these studios do not fit the direction that they're currently going in. So yeah, if you want to go check out that podcast, that is my like little tip of the hat to another piece of content we're doing.
Support on the podcast lately have been crazy.
Yeah.
So I appreciate everybody watching and hitting the like hype button, getting out to more people. So that's been really cool for us.
Thank you so much for the support. Patreon's just doing what it does. Y'all continue to support over there. We love producing content over there. Recollecting, Connor and I talked about this last one, and it's an interesting one. You'll see why if you watch it. But it's a really great episode, and we might want to get that one out for free for
probably liked
for
a
people.
Little bit more sweaty and greasy because of the DDR that we played right before filming that episode.
Dude, let's bring it up. I brought up the fact that I'm uncoordinated. There's thing that is on the internet, and you can find it if you want it, but I'm not trying to show you where this is. It's where I go and try to get a golden owl to get free tickets to Shaky Knees. And I try to pick it up, and it slips through my hands, and I fall, and I look so uncoordinated. And I was like, that is the most uncoordinated I will ever look in my entire life.
It was very embarrassing.
It very embarrassing.
And it could have cost him
the
free tickets to Shaky Knees.
Yeah, like it could have been a disaster, but thankfully, me and the guy, shout out to the dude Conrad, he's awesome. We talked and we split the tickets, and now they're hooking us both up with a pair of tickets. Very nice of them. With that being said, that's on the internet. I was like, this is the most unathletic I've ever looked.
Just realizing, why didn't I get the second ticket?
Because initially the second ticket was going to Andrew because he was taking me to Shaky.
I feel like I should take priority here, brother. Seniority.
Have you taken me to a $1,000 ticket festival?
I've put up with you for 30 years. I think that's worth something.
I'm buying your plane ticket for your birthday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. All right.
I've told you that multiple times. Anyways, happy 30th, you old fart. But so that was the most unathletic I've ever looked. Until I have to edit the arcade video, and when I edit a video, I'm, like focusing on a multitude of different things, but I do also have to watch the video just to make sure that like it looks good or whatever. And when I get on to play DDR, and I take my sweatshirt off and then start going, my body's like hunched over in a way, and my arms I look fucking insane. Like, and I remember playing DDR and being like, I look cool right now.
DDR is so much harder than I remember it being, dude.
Well, you and Brady start out on easy or novice or something, and then you cranked it up 2 difficulties for when I first hopped in. I was not prepared.
One song on a harder difficulty. I'm positive about that.
You did with you and I.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, Brady got off, and you and I ripped a very hard difficulty. Then Brady and I did a easier difficulty, and I flew to do that. The song that Brady and I did, I thought that it was the song that I knew, and it was. It's the song that Jenny Matrix and Brian D danced to in DDR. In the 8th episode of Video Game High School, and I was like, I know that this is the song, but I don't want to be wrong, right. Like I don't want to put that out there. So in the little bottom caption, I just have, yes, the fun fact, this is the song from Video Game High School. So yeah, that video is gonna go out. It's great. One of the longer pieces of content we've ever put out for that type of content. Connor and I were literally talking about this.
A chunk of it too, because the mic's cut off.
Yeah, one mic died. And for Windjammers, that mic is dead. But you can hear one mic and everything. Gotcha. And we do mention at the end of the video, be like, one of the mics cut out towards the end, so it's fine. But yeah, it's very interesting to go and have a piece of content like that. We are doing, the goal was quarterly. Obviously, it's June, and this is the first one we're doing. We're still trying to get the 4 video ideas that we have for this year out in a timely fashion.
Oh, we get to go to Kings Island.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. I've been thinking about that a lot. Lately.
Yeah, we get to go to Kings Island, and or we just take a little trip to Cedar Point, man. Yeah. Come on.
That's a far drive.
Live a little, dude.
And the roller coasters at Kings Island are fantastic.
Yeah,
like, I don't feel like you're getting that much of an upgrade.
You are a roller coaster enthusiast. Yeah. And if
I would almost rather go to one of the other ones that are in the area, like Dollywood is apparently really great.
Yeah, Dollywood doesn't hold a candle to Cedar Point when it comes to top 10 coasters in the country.
I think that Dollywood, like
Steel Vengeance, Millennium Force. Yeah, I understand a lot. But Dollywood it's what are you looking for? You're there for the rides, dude. Yeah. And we're talking Steel Vengeance. We're talking Maverick. We're talking Top Thrill 2. My favorite coaster I've ever been on, Gatekeeper, dude. That coaster apparently still is as smooth as it used to be. It is the smoothest, and it's not doing anything crazily special. It's just perfect. It reminds me a lot of Portal 1, okay?
When we go to Kings Island, we need to do a Beast night ride. I've never done that. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Oh my gosh.
That's one. I think that is my favorite ride in the park.
Oh yeah,
even during the day. Yeah. Fucks you up, but like it's a trip,
Connor,
man.
You know how when you ride the Beast, without fail, every single time you fully believe you're going to die.
Yeah, and that's the thrill of it.
You hit
similar with Drop Tower.
Yeah,
Drop Tower makes you feel the same way.
You hit a side that is not just like terrifying. It legitimately makes you feel like you're about to fly out of the coaster, and it's a wooden track, and so you're getting every single bump. In any single bump,
when I see anybody raise their hands on that ride, I'm like, please don't put them down. You're gonna get your arms chopped up.
With that being said, at night it is a new level because not like it's just all the body feel. You can't see jack shit in those tunnels. It's awesome,
Yeah.
dude. I remember doing that with me and Sam on the last time I went to KI before moving to Massachusetts was the first time I did a Beast Night ride, and I was like, because everyone knows about this,
Yeah.
but everyone also wants to go and do a Beast Night ride, so there's
We
only
also
the
get
couple
there at
hours.
like at open at like 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
You've kind of exhausted most
Oh
of the
yeah.
rides at that point. You're just hanging around, and then the sun is coming down. You're like, let's just leave. So
Yeah.
then you don't go on the beast. So
But yeah, all right, Connor.
I haven't talked about my weekend.
Oh man,
Yeah.
dude, 15 minutes in, it's definitive at this point. People like the app sessions.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not going to apologize for it. There's time codes. So yeah, Connor, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. Had a pretty good weekend. Kind of uneventful. Not as productive as I wanted it to be. I talked about wanting to play more of The Witcher 3 this weekend. Unfortunately, that did not happen. If I'm going to sit down to play The Witcher 3, I need like 3 hours of blocked off time. And unfortunately, Marathon has gotten in the way this weekend.
Oh.
On the last podcast, I said I feel like I'm finally in a space with Marathon where I can play a few hours and walk away. I'm hitting a second wave right now, or maybe my fifth wave or something. Crispy, legendary community member, and his friend Alex, who is now coming to Torg, which is very exciting.
Oh, I am going to be running away from the Halo station.
Yeah, they're both cracked at Halo.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah, two demons on the sticks rather than just Crispy.
Oh,
It's gonna be
great.
brutal.
Me-
So
those-
I said the same thing. I'm like, I will not be going
Those
there.
two versus me and Matt Lucid. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah. But they keep hitting me up, and I am easy to convince to play more Marathon. And dude, we ran Cryo Archive this weekend. When I'm in Cryo
Run it.
Archive, usually everybody's bringing in their best loot. There's teams that are purple shield kitted up with Miss Raya's, which is the shotgun that's meta, and like gold weapons. And like I play it very stealthily, especially if I have a key for a vault that I'm trying to open. It's like, okay, let's just gather the items that we need, go crack the vault, get in, get out, get the good stuff. We don't have to fight anybody and risk losing the stuff that we're bringing in. This weekend, though, backing up a little bit, oftentimes it's unavoidable, and there's these absolute fucking demons in Cryo Archive who will chase you down, and you're dead within seconds, dude. Like, it feels incredibly unfair at times and can be really demoralizing to be on the receiving end of that. And this weekend we were dishing it to other teams, dude. We were pinging with Recon, finding out where they were on the map, and being like, oh, those are a team of blue shields. We're going to wipe them in 5 seconds. We would just sprint at them and annihilate them. We had multiple map clears. There's 5 teams. We'd kill all the 4 other teams. We would get to level 5 security clearance, which is the highest that you can get. You get like a 40K sellable that's in the middle of the map for doing that, which is great for getting your credits bolstered. We got 2 of those this weekend. Dude, we were going ballistic, which is funny because when I got home on Friday after the podcast, I got immediately on with them. We got dumpstered for probably 5 hours straight, 10 runs at least, to like just losing shit. Then we would get a key to another map, like a blue key, which is not even that great. You're getting like mid-tier loot from that just to get our stock back up, so then we can go back into Cryo. We would go in and we would get dumpstered in there too. It's like, oh my god, we just cannot fucking win. And then once it turned, it did not turn off, dude. We just were off to the races. Great weekend in Cryo Archive with Crispy and Alex. And then last night I did because I played until 2 a.m. on Friday night, and it was on accident too. Like, I looked at the clock and it was 9. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I've been playing for a while, but it's not too late yet. And then I looked back after playing a few runs, and it was 1:30 in the morning. I was like, fuck. I was like, what happened? I thought it was like literally 10 o'clock right now. So that was brutal. But then last night we played a few runs after getting on and off throughout the day, and it was like 9:30, and I was like, I'm gonna go finish Blade Runner 2049. That's a top 10 film for me.
Yeah.
Movie sauced to the gills, dude. Like,
Hell
it's fuck. I just love the vibes of this movie. The soundtrack is incredible. The only Ryan Gosling movie where I don't feel like he is just Ryan Gosling. Like, he
Nice.
sinks into the role well
Yeah.
enough for me. I need to watch more Ryan Gosling movies, like Drive, but like for whatever reason, like Project Hail Mary, one of my favorite movies of the year, if not my favorite movie that came out this year.
Yep.
Like, he just is
The
kind of
Goss.
Ryan Gosling as he is in real life, but just like plopped into this movie. So I have like it's kind of immersion breaking for me.
Yeah.
I did not feel that way about his character in Blade Runner. It's a movie I'm going to rewatch multiple times throughout the rest of my life, I think, like just to sink back into that world and notice different little tidbits in the environments and such. But yeah, man, highly recommend it. You got to watch it. You haven't watched it,
I
right?
haven't watched it. No,
So I'm gonna roll into Dune. I think probably in the next couple of days.
okay, you can watch Dune 1 and then Dune 2. I will rent out a theater and we can go. You are not watching Dune 2. Let me.
Nick, I'm gonna watch Dune 2 at home, but you can watch it with me if you'd like.
I would be down.
Yeah,
One sec.
I think Laura wants to watch both of them too. So.
Is Connor allowed to watch Dune 2 at home and not on the big screen? Asking my number one Dune fan that I know. Do you know who this person is?
No.
Jacob Stevens.
Oh, nice.
Me and Jacob go back and forth
Nick,
just talking
You're
Dune.
saying that like it's just trivial to get
Connor,
a screening.
it's like $250, yeah, but you can't watch Dune 2 without.
Oh, it's only $250.
But to rent a theater?
I mean, that's still expensive, but that's a lot less than I thought it would be.
How much is it to rent an, let's just say AMC theater?
I think it's gonna be like $1,000.
Movie. 99 for an old fan favorite. Movies up to $349 for new releases plus tax, which includes admission for up to 20 people. It can go $149 to $349.
Okay,
well,
that's not that bad.
We could. I'm telling, like,
Yeah,
if
we can
I'll
make that
pitch in,
happen. Yeah,
I'll pitch in $50
pool our
or
resources
70
and
with
yeah.
$70. Yeah,
I would be down
like,
for that.
and just make a whole banger Saturday out of it. Invite
Yeah.
some of our friends. I got asked this by my buddy Dylan. Supergirl's coming out like next week.
I don't know what it is about that movie that's not intriguing to me. I really love Superman.
Exactly.
And I think the trailers look
Superman.
decent.
Yep.
It's just I need better than decent to get my ass to the theater.
It's same.
Like I've been talking in the Discord about upcoming releases and what I'm gonna actually go see in theaters and make the time for. I just struggle with giving up game time by driving to theater, seeing a 2-3 hour movie. Like then it just my whole day is centered around that. I feel like I can't do something before it. Then I whatever. So
it takes a whole gaming session away.
Yeah, right.
like because
it feels like it takes a whole day away from me sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I'm definitely going to see Resident Evil in theaters day one.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're going to go together, right? And
I think that's going to be a thermometer thing.
Try to film content out of it. I can't wait for that movie. I think it looks fantastic.
I'm going to be pissing my pants. You better be holding on to me, or you better find at least somebody between the age of 23 to 97 years old that could be my date, so I can hold their hand.
I'm going to see The Odyssey for sure.
Oh, dude, I'm over Martha's Vineyard during that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like so I don't think that I'm going to see it right away. I'm going to wait till I get back with Sam.
And then I'm going to see Dune 3.
Hell yeah, dude!
I imagine I'm going to see
You got to
Avengers
see
Doomsday.
You got to see Doomsday.
I just can't fake excitement for it at this point. It's been 8 years, and my excitement has just gone down and down and down for Marvel
There's
stuff.
one or two things that's going to happen, man. One or two things. Either the movie's going to be good or it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna be good.
But is it going to be fantastic?
When I say good, I think it's fantastic or dog shit.
Gotcha.
Like I don't think there's really a world where we get out of that theater and go, oh, 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like I think that we will either leave that being like that was way better
that's
than
been par for the course for Marvel lately.
But will I leave the theater way better than Thunderbolts? Like way better than Thunderbolts,
I really
or it'll
like
be
Thunderbolts.
bad.
Yeah.
Like so. And I think, but it's a $1 billion type of investment. Like they can't mess it up, and I don't know if they will. But then again, they're also
I'm missing here. Oh, a Digger with Tom Cruise.
Oh yeah, I've seen
it's
the trailer.
A play at a Oscar. Win. Yeah.
I got a hot take, Connor.
Yeah, hit me.
My video game hot take for this week is I don't mind.
Real quick, we didn't do housekeeping.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, so I didn't want to have you do that and then me do housekeeping after that. Felt like it would be worse to do that than to just stop you right there.
Yeah, I like that we're on it. I don't mind what. Like, what do I not mind?
Yeah,
This hot take is gonna be
All right,
crazy.
I'm just going to roll through housekeeping really fast. This show is made possible by all our lovely supporters over on Patreon. You can get this show 3 days early. You can get the Casual Gaming News Conversation 3 days early. And you can get bonus episodes of the Casual Gaming Conversation each and every week. We just posted Matt's gaming history. Nick and Matt sat down to talk about the many eras of Matt and his gaming hobby.
Also, just real briefly, it's that podcast. If you like hearing me stories, also like the stories that define my gaming history, we haven't shot a gaming history pod in a long time for us.
We should probably redo that.
Yeah, probably that would make sense. But that's a great little touchdown of like, oh, like there are 3 or 4 stories that are Nick and Matt stories that
Right.
are foundational to myself too.
Now we
So,
got everybody's gaming history out there except for Jacob's. Did we do Jacob's at some
we have
point?
not done Jacobs
Okay,
yet.
so we have Java's, we have Rogan's, we have Matt's.
Yep.
Jacob is next up at some point, and we have Brady's as well.
Yeah, Brady's is out there too.
Most of those are exclusive to Patreon. Brady's is up for everybody.
And it's one of the most popular podcasts we've ever shot.
We also have the Outer Wilds 2 spoiler cast. We did the Zombies Maps tier list. We did breaking down our top 50 games lists.
Yep.
And then we are doing a Q&A for me this upcoming week. So that form will be sent out in the Discord if you want to participate in that. At the $10 tier, you get your name. Nope, that is the $25 tier. At the $10 tier, you get Recollecting Retro, our retro collecting show where I take you to stores, pick out a few games, and go over what I got. We just posted one for Arcade Legacy. Then we have the Co-op 64 podcast. Been a while since we posted one of those because we did the SGF vlog in its stead for June. So you're going to have to wait a couple of weeks for the next co-op pod. And then you get the opportunity to write in to be part of the show for CGC and CGNC. The highest tier, you get your name read at the end of each and every podcast, and you have the opportunity to be the 4th topic on the Co-op 64 podcast. Twitch, we are playing Gears of War 2 on Mondays, on Tuesday and Thursday. We are doing Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Nick is playing that. And on Wednesday, I am continuing on with The Last of Us Part 2 Grounded Mode. And throughout the week, 9 a.m., Nick is playing Disco Elysium in the morning. So go tune into that for some daytime shenanigan gaming.
2 things. 1, 9 to noon is the plan. And then I did get a text from Jacob Stevens. Well, it is unacceptable, of course, but something is better than nothing, so we must have a pass. Okay. And then he goes, holy shit, he hasn't seen it.
Yeah. And I love the first one.
Yeah,
it's been too long. I don't remember what happened in that movie, and I feel like I need to do my homework. And that was the big thing preventing me from going to see Dune 2, because I had to carve out 3 hours to watch the first one.
I cannot wait, because by the end of this year, I will have the definitive answer that the Dune trilogy will be better than the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Dude,
I have no take on this. I've never seen the last Lord of the Rings movie.
Can you imagine? It's going to be November. It's going to be like a Wednesday afternoon. Matt, Lucy's going to fly in, and I'm taking the whole day off, baby. And all I'm doing from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. is watching extended cuts of Lord of the Rings, baby. We're doing all 3. I can't wait.
Just real quick on Dune Part 3. That trailer in theaters, watching that with Matt in Boston before Project Hail Mary, just full body chills. I was like, I'm hyped up, and I didn't even see the last one. Dude, like, I have to see this now.
Dune 2 is, so, like, back when it initially released, people were like, this is a sequel that rivals something like Empire Strikes Back or The Dark Knight. And I'm not sure if it's in that category of movie. It's as close to that category of movie, though, that you can get with a sequel.
Are we just the escape pod now?
Yeah. No,
sorry, guys. We're encroaching on your territory.
Give me a fucking hat, dude. All right.
Yeah, I'll take Wallfellow. That's
yeah, I have no idea.
That's Andrew.
Yeah, I know it's Andrew and Alex are the 2 guys' names. Yeah.
Cool. Back to housekeeping. Discord, we have a community of over 3,100 community members, getting close to 32, where we do community nights, but you can also community game nights where you can play games with us in the community. But if you just want to chat about games, movies, music, make friends in the community, it's a great place to do that. And that's also where we post the forums for, like I said, the Q&As that we'll be posting in the Discord shortly. Merch, we have t-shirts, hoodies, and mugs, and I'll just say this right now because I feel like it's definitely going to happen. Come winter time, we'll be doing the beanies. We finally got we did a first run of them and they were too small. So we were going to release them last winter, but we didn't want to release that version of it. So we tweaked it and got it sized properly. We got the prototypes in. They look good. They feel good.
They feel great.
So that will be coming out closer to when it gets a little bit colder.
Yeah, I have a fall date in mind.
Yeah, like September.
Like September 24th.
Okay.
Do you know why?
Why?
It's just the day that screwed the games industry.
Yeah. Apparently, Onimush is moving too.
That is not like it's a rumor. Yeah. There was a page, dude. If that game moves, it is not only the right decision, but it is like Onimusha cannot come out after Wolverine. It cannot come out after Wolverine. That's my biggest thing. Wolverine's the 15th. Onimusha's
So
24th.
you want it to come out before it?
Yeah, because right now, if you go and have that moment where it is September 4th, was the rumor date that it would move to, and you haven't played a
Oh,
game
they're trying to move it forward. That's what the rumor
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Okay, interesting.
If you're trying to go and move it to September 4th, if you are like you and you haven't played really a game in August, there's not a lot of meat on the bone in July, and then Onimusha's there, you're buying Onimusha and you're playing it if it reviews well, especially.
Right.
Compared to if it is September 24th and you're a PS5 owner, you just bought Wolverine. And so you're not thinking about it. You've already got your gaming fix recently enough.
Well, is this going to be a problem for everything releasing after Wolverine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It, like 100% already is. And
Control?
Yeah, it's a problem. But I also think that Control is such an interesting one. The Remedy fans are baked in. Like they got a base. The question is, can Control Resonant be a Game of the Year caliber game to go and really push sales in the way? Like Control needs to come out and it needs to be like, yo, Wolverine was rad. It doesn't hold a candle to what Control is doing. So yeah, it's a very similar spot to what happened with Alan Wake 2 and Spider-Man 2.
Right.
Same type of time frame, same type of
brutal.
Dude.
Remedy's getting the Horizon curse.
Yeah, but I'd much rather go against Spider-Man and Wolverine than Breath of the Wild and Elden Ring.
Yeah. Different calibers.
Sure. Yeah. One's a college football team and one's the Yankees, dude.
Lastly, leave us nice reviews on Apple Podcast Services and Spotify, and hit the hype button on YouTube. Apparently, it helps get the show out to more people, and we would really appreciate that. All right, Nick, what is your hot take that people are anticipating?
What do I not mind, dude? Yeah. I don't mind pastries. I don't mind the company Toyota. I
love Toyota, dude. I'm a Toyota lifer.
My video game hot take is I don't mind yellow tape in video games. I think that having direction is not only a good thing, I think about the world we would live in without yellow tape, which is a world that sometimes you and I live in as video game reviewers where we don't have something to look up and we're just lost. When you are lost in a video game, it is not only taking away your fun from actively doing what the game is trying to do, it goes and gives you a sense of dread, being like, am I dumb? What is wrong? Like, all of a sudden, it flips the entire gaming afternoon into something that you don't want it to be. And then you have to pull out a guide, which even though I'm not anti-guide or walkthrough, I don't want to do that. I want to keep playing the game. And so everyone's like, oh man, like we need less direction. We need to like explore and understand and discover things on our own. And I'm like, that is 100% not the case. They test these games and they're like, where did these people get lost? Where do we need to go and point them in the right direction? That's why yellow tape sort of exists, is to go and make sure that the players have direction. I look at 007 First Light and I'll see a streak of a yellow like line off in the distance and be like, okay, I need to get over there. And that helps give you some direction.
I still got lost in 007 regularly.
Yeah, but they need to go and give you some sort of, this is where you need to go. I'm not talking about like go and make it all the time 24/7, but I don't mind it at all. I just want to keep going with the actual video game. Like, is that taking away from your enjoyment that much that you would rather get lost? The juice is not worth the squeeze to remove the yellow tape and then be lost more often. It's not. And so I think that most people need to give it a little bit more credit, being like, yeah, this isn't the best thing. It's not the best gameplay design, but also it is a way to make sure that the player continues to have fun. That's my hot take.
I kind of agree. I think it has gone a little bit overboard in recent years where like it's very, very handholdy. Like you can point to God of War Ragnarok with the puzzle solutions and Atreus just giving you the answer after 30 seconds of trying to figure it out. It's like, that's a bit much. But I think that it's really game dependent, and I think we should have linear experiences that are a little bit more handholdy and pointing you in the right direction, keeping the pace up, keeping the flow of the game steady. But then you have games like Elden Ring and Breath of the Wild where it's like, just go wherever and just figure things out. And that discovery is a big part of that game design. But I do lament the fact that people complain about the yellow tape and the hand holding in games. And then a game like Marathon comes out, which a lot of the joy that I found with that game is that it does not explain everything to you, and peeling back the layers and discovering these things on my own and having conversations with other players and them telling me little tidbits and facts that like have helped me. It feels like 90s gaming where like you have like your recess tips and tricks that are shared
Oh yeah.
between people, like you put this bomb in front of this rock in The Legend of Zelda and it gets you into this cave and then you can get this item. It's like that wasn't told to you directly, and that was so fun back in the day where you couldn't look everything up. And I appreciate with like Marathon that it's a game that like captures some of that once again, and people hate that about that game. They're like,
Yep.
I don't know what I was doing, so I dropped the game after 3 hours, and got frustrated. And it's like, so which is it, guys? which do we want?
No. The answer is most gamers don't realize they want this. It's gamers want to complain.
Yeah.
And if you hold their hand too much, they're going to complain about it. And if you don't hold their hand enough, they're going to complain about it. So it's on the game designer to go and make it a good medium and a baby bear just right situation.
Yeah.
But like, I go and look at this and be like, at the end of the day, I'd much rather you hold my hand. And that's sort of where it's like, I don't mind it. Like,
That's a preference thing,
Yeah.
though, a personal preference thing. I think a lot of people are drawn to games like Crimson Desert or
Yeah.
Hell Is Us because they like that feeling of just getting lost and
Totally.
discovering stuff. And I just think it's all about the intention of the developers and what they're trying to do with said game.
for sure. But also, those two games that you just said, I didn't have a lot of interest in playing. And this is the personal part of the hot take where
Right.
it's like, I always prefer a linear game than an open world game just in general. But if I'm doing an open world game, I love being like, okay, like even something like Ghost of Tsushima that doesn't have a lot of UI. I like having the direction that the game allows me to go and chart out and go and
Yeah.
do the next mission or the next side quest or whatever have you.
Like for me personally, comparing Elden Ring and Breath of the Wild, the two, I think, prime examples of open world,
Go anywheres.
non-linear, just get lost in this world kind of games. Breath of the Wild, I feel like there's always something to do, and you can always like look off in the distance and see a shrine, or you have the quest markers, or you can run across a side quest that then pings you somewhere else. Whereas in Elden Ring, it is very obtuse, and it's just like people like that
Yo, I
aspect
love
of it
it.
because
Yeah.
they're like, oh, I really discovered this on my own. There was no guiding direction here. You might get like an item that like gives you a description or something, or somebody speaks in a riddle and tells you to go to a certain place. But for me, that's a little bit more frustrating than fun.
Yes, I agree with that take, but the reason that Elden Ring is so satisfying and rewarding in that way of discovery, as you put it, is the game is also so well designed that if you go to an area that you discover a little bit too early, the game will rock your shit. Like you,
Yeah.
and it will funnel you and point you back to sort of where you should be going. And I think that is
It's not
good game
always the
design.
case, though. I mean, it will eventually, but I think it lets you get too far in some of these areas where you spend a ton of time going through an area that you're not supposed to go through, and then
Yeah.
you just feel like you wasted 3 hours. I've told the story multiple
Yeah.
times where I go up this ridge and there's like an elevator at the end of it, I think, and it took me hours to get up to this elevator, and I get there and it's like you need a certain key to even go up this, and I'm like, well, I just wasted a bunch of time, and I wish that you told me that, hey, don't go here yet, go get this other item before you trek through this fucking hellhole of an area. All right, let's get into the main topic of the podcast.
Only 15 minutes into the pod.
The 2026 mid-year check-in. We've been doing these every year for the last 2 years. We did 24, 25.
25
This
and
is
26.
the third year of Fantasy Critic, which we put together at the start of every year on Co-op 64 Day. Get a few community members involved in there, and we all sit down to draft 6 games at the start of the year and then fill out the rest of our team as the year goes on and more games are announced. If you don't know what Fantasy Critic is, just a really quick breakdown. Like I said, we draft these games and you pick up games with a budget that you have of fake currency. You bid on the games. If you're the highest bidder, you get the game for your team.
Yep.
And the way it is scored is through Open Critic, where if it scores anything over a 70, it gets 1 point for each point over a 70. It gets double points for each point over a 90.
For example, in 94, we get you 28 points.
So somebody did point out that the 90 like double score thing is not correct in our settings right now. So we got to fix that.
Well, sometimes if it's a lower 90, like say it's a 91, but it's a 91.3 technically, it will give you the it will only give you the 23
Yeah,
points.
but like Dave the Diver in the Jungle, which I didn't even know came out, 92 has 22 points. So it's definitely wrong. So
that's wrong.
we'll have
Yep.
to fix that. But yeah, so a lot of people have completely filled out their whole team. Let's just go through the overall standings real fast. So we're going to go game by game for each team. We're going to talk about the games that have already released
Yep.
and discuss if they met expectations, our personal opinions on them. And then we're going to look at the games that have yet to come out and predict how we think they're going to do, our personal excitement level for them, and just get a good temperature check on the year of 2026 so far and what's to come. I think it's been a great year. I'm more ecstatic about this year at this point than I was last year. A lot of the heavy hitters for me came out in the second half of the year. Hades 2, Silk Song, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Those are my big games.
Yeah, for me, I was obviously very high on a lot of what had already come out last year. Death Stranding 2, I believe we are at the 1 year anniversary, literally like today, or right around it.
And then Ghost was the second half of the year.
Yeah, for me, I wasn't a Ghost person. Obviously, Hades 2 came in the year for me, not even close. So that was in the second half. But E33, spoiler, we have a draft for quotes coming later. Two things happened. One, there was a moment you were talking about your week, and our mother sent us a photo, and I'll say what it was when we get to that draft. Almost started crying on this podcast.
I didn't get the photo.
No, just to me. It's a photo of me. Anyways, and then the second thing is the quotes that I have on here. There was like 5 from E33 that I thought about pulling. I only pulled 2, but there was 5 that I was like, oh, dude, like I just love this game. So yeah, last year was great early on for me, but this year has been pretty fantastic. And Connor and I, after this podcast, if you're watching this, it will already go up on TikTok, but it's gonna be out for Patreon, so we're not going to say what they are. We are shooting our game of the year so far, our slate of 6 games or whatever that will go up on TikTok for a Connor video and a me video Monday morning and afternoon, which I looked at my 6 games, I'm like, oh man, there's been some great games thus far.
I'm about to get fucked up in the comments.
You are about to get dominated.
I don't care.
And fun fact, Mixtape is on my list. It's on it. Like, duh, right? Like, I love that game. I'm gonna get my shit rocked, let alone
is it 2 or 3
where you're gonna have it. Yeah, it's a 2 or 3.
Okay,
I'll leave it there.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go through the standings to kick this off. In first place, you want me to go first to last or last to first?
For actual points or points projected?
Actual points.
Yeah, do first to last.
In first place, as it stands, we have Uli with their publisher name being Call of Booty with 77.78 points. In second place, we have Vorpal Matt Sony-chan with 67.98 points. In third place, we have me, Connor, with Vita Means Life Studios with 63.33 points in striking distance of first place.
Striking distance.
One solid game, and I'm back in first. In fourth place, we have Nathan with Mosh Pit Studios with 49.55 points. Concrete with Just Saying Studios 44.79. Brady, Princess Brady Studios 42.9. Fit to Respawn with Fit to Respawn HQ 40.53. Nick, Hi-Fi Studios 20.78. And Andrew, Please Don't Get Delayed Studios with negative 3.43 points. Worth noting that there are some teams here that only have 1 game released. They're stacked up in the back half of the year.
Yeah.
So that can really skew the overall points now.
Please Don't Get Delayed Studios, who has negative points right now, is projected to come in 4th place in this league.
Yeah. Matt is in second right now, but he's projected for first. And the first place right now with Uli Call of Booty is projected for 7th.
Yeah, because most of his games have already released.
I am projected for 3rd. Brady is projected for 2nd. And he doesn't even have a full team yet.
Because he has a lot of... our league has picked up so many games that, if he maneuvers properly in the indie space especially, he can win this whole thing.
Interesting. That's cool. All right, let's break it down. Then we're just going to go team by team, starting with who is listed in draft order.
Oh, who drafted first?
I did.
Oh, man, again?
I just
Awesome.
literally hit random, dude.
Second year in a row.
Every single time, man.
Oh, man, every single time Connor goes...
I would love to... I don't want this smoke, dude.
What was your first pick? Oh, one of the highest reviewed games this year?
But what is fair is to just hit it once and save it. So if I hit it again just because I was first, I feel like that would be even more unfair.
Exactly.
Because then it's unfair to the second person.
It sounds like you just hit it until you get first. That's all I'm saying.
we talked about doing like just going over the games that have released for each team and then going back and doing the games that haven't released. We decided to just go in order.
Just go
and
team
talk
by
about-
team.
yeah.
So we're gonna bounce around between what's already come out and what will come.
My first overall pick and the first overall pick of the draft was Forza Horizon 6 91 on OpenCritic.
It should be higher.
Yeah, to be expected.
I think that a lot of people have a little Forza fatigue at this
yeah.
point, but at the end of the day,
But you got your problems with that game.
yeah, I prefer
5.
5 because of those Horizon events. I think are a little bit more interesting in 5, even though it's public knowledge at this point and it's in the first trailer, so I'm not really spoiling it. But I didn't say it during my review. You race against a Gundam, and it's the coolest thing on the freaking planet. It's the best Horizon event ever.
I like to think that I might get back to that game, but that's probably never going to happen.
Yeah, not like you and Brady spent $200 on
It is a great video game. Like, it is so clearly so high quality. I am just not a racing game guy. I wish I was, because I want to be in on this franchise that people love so much, so dearly. Like, you having Forza Horizon 5 is like one of your favorite games of all time. I'm like, I'm just jealous because I see the joy that it brings you, and I want some of that.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I literally looked at my favorite games list while I was pulling quotes, being like, oh, am I missing any like games that I really love quote wise? And yeah, I thought about literally for quotes just dropping and like just for Forza and everything. But Forza for me is just such a staple that like I'm so thankful I get to do this. I was shocked I don't have a single fighting game on that favorites list as of right now. I need to change that because it would be Smash Ultimate for sure. Where are we going next, Connor?
For a second for me, I want to see if somebody counterpicked Fable.
No one counterpicked it.
So I can drop it?
I believe so,
It's
yeah.
delayed now?
Yeah.
Ooh, that'll change the
that'll change
bit.
some things,
cool.
yeah, for sure.
Next up, I picked Pragmata. Worth noting, this is a snake draft, so this was like the 18th?
18th. You got 18th and 19th pick.
So it was risky, I think, where I picked it. This is a new IP. There was no guarantee that this game was going to be fantastic. Capcom on a bit of a tear, but that doesn't mean like everything they put out is going to be high to mid 80s.
Yeah.
Like they put out some low 80 games occasionally. And this game was long in development, so that comes with some risk as well. Sometimes that can mean they were really working hard to deliver on the experience that they were originally setting out to deliver, or they just were struggling to make it work and get it over the finish line, and it could have been a total mess. And I'm so happy that this game is really, really great. It is in my top 5 for this year.
Yeah.
It is on the lower end of that top 5, but there's a rock block of 8 out of 10 games that's at the bottom of that list right now that includes Pragmata that I feel like they're interchangeable for me.
For sure.
Incredibly neat gameplay, cool world, diverse environments, which I was surprised about based off of it all taking place on this one like lunar base. So that was really great. Solid music, just a bit lacking in story. 86 on Metacritic.
High.
Yeah.
Like higher than either of us would have it. We both gave it an 8. I, in retrospect, love that score of an 8. I feel like the gameplay is so interesting. It just didn't hit the mark. I would love a Pragmata too from this team.
Speaking of like standing by scores, I don't. If we do the Mulligan episode at the end of the year, I don't know if there's any game that so far this year. Romeo's a Dead Man. I think I would move down.
Yeah,
that's it. But like for big releases, I feel pretty good about everything that I've scored so far.
Yeah, I think I'm in a similar boat except Mixtape. It's weird because obviously we gave it a score immediately, but I said before that review I'm between a 9 and a 10. And I just was so emotional coming off that. I would give that a 9 now, like a definitive 9. And the other thing that I said during that, I was like, when I give a game a 9.5, it's like, oh, this is clearly, if I were to redo the top 50 series, probably would make the top 50 series. I think Mixtape would be OLI at this point, and outside looking in on that series. With that being said, because like
it would be my top 50.
Yeah, for me, like number 42 or something is like Celeste, and I do think Celeste is a better game and stuff like that.
42 for Celeste?
Yeah.
That's a top 20. Easy.
Yeah, Connor, we both love the game. Shut up. Just go and talk more about the games that you got because you cheated.
Next up, we had Fable, which was another big swing, in my opinion. There was a lot of risk with this game not coming out in 2026, and now we know that it is, in fact, not coming out. But I think when it does, we're talking easy
it
90s.
Will be the first pick of next year's draft.
I don't know about that.
God
of War Alpha,
unless we know that God of War Alpha is in the first...
That game's coming out next year.
Connor, if I have the first pick in the draft next year, I'm 90% chance choosing Fable.
Okay. You can have it.
I
think it's a solid pick.
I
You
think
just
that
believe in playground games, and I respect
I believe
that.
in playground games more than I believe in many things.
Playground games.
What?
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But for me, I
Is that
thought,
his name?
yeah, Joe Hendry. Yeah, for me, I thought it was you going down the I'll believe in anything Wolf
Oh,
Parade route. Yeah.
gotcha. Next up, I with two risky picks back to back, I took a safe bet on the turn with Diablo 4, Lords of Hatred. Those expansions always just review pretty well.
Yep, 83.
It seems like every single time they put a new Diablo game out, the base version is reviewed a little bit on the lower side
Yeah.
in comparison to maybe like Diablo 2 or whatever, but the expansions always are like a solid iteration and building on the base that the original game has. So I felt like that was a good pick there. And then I picked The Adventures of Elliot, The Millennium Tales. I feel like I probably could have gotten something else at this point that I would have felt better about. This reviewed lower than I thought it was going to. There was a lot of hype around it, man.
I am shocked. This is one we haven't even talked about yet together.
Yeah.
81 Metacritic. When I previewed that game, I was like, oh, dude, I think this is going to be high 80s for sure.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a bad pick by
I
any means.
am glad that it is lower for selfish reasons, just because I was worried that it was going to be really fantastic and people were going to be mad at me for not wanting to check it out. My heart is in Mina right now, which is too similar to The Adventures of Elliot. They have their differences.
When are you going to get back to Mina, Connor?
I will, yeah. Then we are getting into the games that I've picked up since the draft in January. I picked up Castlevania Belmont's Curse after the September Direct.
85 plus, most guaranteed 85 plus, I think, for the rest of the year.
Then I picked up Darwin's Paradox. Bad pick. 75 on Open Critics. So I got 5 points for that.
You double down on Konami, and if you're doubling down on Konami, you know one of those things will not hit.
Then I picked up Star Wars Galactic Racer. Picked this up before SGF. I still cannot talk about this game. I don't think so. If you want to talk about it, you go for it.
I haven't. Like Connor said, he can't talk about it. I can talk about it. I'm just excited about this game. And I've been excited from the start of the year. I think that to some level. I don't know how it's going to review. I really could see it going a multitude of different ways. But for me, this is easy. That's something that we get to shoot probably next month. Is our top 10 most anticipated for the rest of the year. This is going to be probably 5 or 6 for me. I'm really looking forward to Star Wars Galactic Racer when it comes out.
It's hard for me to bite my tongue right now. I just want to give little tidbits of where would it be in my top 10? I don't even feel like I can say that.
We got to move on.
And my last game to fill out my team is Blighted from Drinkbox Studios, makers of Severed, one of my favorite games of all time, one of my favorite Vita games, Guacamelee, and then they did Nobody Saves the World a couple of years ago, and that reviewed in the mid to low 80s.
Yeah.
I feel very confident that this will follow suit and get me 10 points.
I don't know if it's coming out this year.
That's the worry.
Yeah. That's my fear.
And then my counter pick has come out, High on Life 2, 73. So for counter picks, you pick a game that you think is not going to review well or it's not going to come out. Nailed it. And I had the last counter pick too. So I was just left with the scraps that people left over. And I feel really great about calling my shot on that. Unfortunately, that game under-delivered, and we'll talk more about it here in a bit.
Oh, right. I can take over the next team and sort of read down. Next up, we had Just Saying Studios Concrete. Their first pick after Connor picked Forza, they did what any good manager should do, which is pick a game that's coming out in the first 3 months that's going to review extremely high. And they chose Resident Evil Requiem, only getting them 19 points. Only 19 points. Insane that game is not in the 90s. I don't know how it's not in the 90s.
I give it a 9, so I
understand, but that means that more people gave it an 8 than a 10. And that doesn't make sense to me.
How many people are giving Resident Evil 9 a 10?
More people should have. More people should have.
I disagree with that.
But yeah, no, 89. Great first pick. Definitely helps base out the team.
Very safe.
Reanimal was next at an 80. I don't get it.
Dude, I had a lot of hype for this game. I'm disappointed that you and Brady just have nothing nice to say about it.
It's not nothing nice. It's just, it's a video game. And that's it. And I gave, I think I landed at a 6, 5, 6. I think I gave it a 6 solid, and I would stick with that 6. It's okay. It just isn't moving the needle. I do think that some of the crazy questions that sort of get posed at the end of the game with sort of what the hell is happening are interesting, but it was the last 25% of the game where I was like, this is interesting. Until then, before then, it was really great. I don't mention this. Brady and I played in two sittings. The first one was like 2 hours. Second one was about 2 hours or so. That first sitting though, it was a Friday. Brady gets off work at like 4 o'clock. He comes straight over. We crack open a couple beers. The vibes were high. We were ready to play an awesome video game, dude. We were ready to have a great time. And then like we're like an hour in,
back down to
and I'm
earth.
like, oh. And then we went over to his place and played some Rock Band with the boys.
Nice.
Dude,
That's a better game than Rihanna.
yeah, oh my god, like,
For sure.
wait, dude, the night's not over, man. Come on, it was a great time. Next up, we had Bloodstained the Scarlet
You skipped High on
Engage.
Life too.
Oh, next up, High on Life 2, 73. Like Connor said, we'd already mentioned it because he counterpicked it. That's a game that I like when it happened. I remember we both were like, "Ooh, that's a pick in the third round." But
I think you could have made the argument that this is going to be a sequel jump that we've seen for a lot of franchises that are now established, where
Yes.
they have a good first game, or it has some redeeming qualities in that first game that people like. Then they smooth out the rough edges
True.
in the second game, and that could have been the case for High on Life 2. The issue is that the game is buggy as hell. It's just busted, and I think that's the biggest problem.
yeah, well, I would say that it is still a level up because apparently the quality of the game is quite a bit better.
It's 10 points higher on Metacritic than the first one.
Exactly. So good for that team coming out. That those games do just have that fan base sort of locked in at this point.
It's sold.
I assume that they made their money back at least. Like don't think it's
on
bombed by any
Game
means.
Pass. Though.
That helps. Get a little check for the team. Next up, Bloodstained the Scarlet Engagement.
You know anything about Bloodstained?
Not a. It's the Castlevania like. Yeah.
I don't know if
Doesn't have a release date yet.
Iga is working on this one, the original Symphony of the Night creator. So I don't know much about this. I think visually it looks a little bit wonky. Like I don't love the art style. It's like almost 2.5D if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, I think that this no shot this review is better than Castlevania, right?
Yeah,
it's going to be tough if they're coming out in the same kind of window because they're going to be compared to each other.
Castlevania looks insane. So yeah, I think it'll be better. Next up, we had Mouse PI for Hire, 81, getting him 11 points. Yeah, I like that 11 points. I also could have seen this go on the other side of the 80s and be like a 78 to 79 area. I was between that 7.5, 8. I landed on 8. What this game does extremely well should be like championed as like, hey, like this is one of the best art styles this year. And like the Troy's voice performance should get some shine during like GOTY season. Like he is just dialed in on this performance. But yeah, 81. I'm down with it.
We'd like to get to it at some point, but I'm playing another very good first-person shooter. It's hard to pull myself away from.
Next up, Ghosts of Yotei Legends didn't get reviewed enough to get a score, which
I don't know how that's going to work.
He just doesn't get points. You need to have enough reviews.
That game just came and went.
Yeah,
unfortunate. People really like that first one.
We were playing something else at the time and didn't get to. Oh yeah.
Well, I don't really regret that decision. Nobody seems very interested in this, which sucks.
Next up, Ace Combat 8, Wings of Thieves, one of the coolest names of a video game of all time. Not as cool as Donkey Kong Jungle Beats, but it's out there.
You're crazy.
Connor, are you excited about this one?
Yeah, I got to play it at SGF. Am I going to play it day one or at all? I don't know. This isn't really my cup of tea, but I do think that it's going to be another great entry in the Ace Combat franchise, and clearly it has a fan base if they're on the 8th entry. So I think this is going to review pretty well. I don't know how Ace Combat games generally review, though. Can you look up 7 real fast?
Yeah,
Ace
sure.
Combat 7.
What would you... I'm going to guess like it's actually pretty solid.
84, 85?
I would guess it's somewhere in the 80s. Also, Ace Combat 7 got a 80 on Metacritic.
Okay, yeah. I expect at least 10 points from Ace Combat.
Then we got the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake. Now it is real. At the time that this was picked up, I do believe it was still a risk. I could see this going one of two ways, man. It can either be like an 86 or an 87 because it really just is a retelling, the sort of one for one in this new art style.
What if people really don't like the new art style? Could it review poorly just based off of that?
Somebody brought this up. I forget who. I'm sorry, but I do to some level think that this is true. It kind of looks like a modern Disney art style. Like it's going after that type of essence when it comes to like their sort of motion picture type thing. And if that's what they're doing for their animated sort of style, I think that when we see it in motion, it will work for people.
Yeah.
And I also, when you're remaking a game like that, you want it to feel like you remember it. I'm very curious to see Adult Link and like how is it gonna look and feel the way that we
Gritty.
sort of remember it.
Yeah, like the time jump, like that world is quite fucked up
Yeah,
and dark, and I feel
I'm
like
very curious.
I'm curious to see how they're
But
able to realize that
but
once
if you
they have the higher fidelity visuals.
But if you do the Disney aspect of it, it's like Disney shows creatures that are pretty messed up all the time, but like they
Right.
look great and they're not as scary because they're in a specific art style. And I think that that's probably what they're trying to capture with this art style.
I am reserving judgment at this point. We did not see enough of the game in engine to really know how that art style is going to look as you're playing through and exploring these areas. So
I'm going to ask a question, and I know that you technically can't answer this because we don't know the date on this. Do you plan on playing this?
yeah,
Like
I
just
think it's
due to
going to
the
be a
busy
major
season?
release for this year. And I think that October, November, outside of GTA, like there's not going to be a ton coming out.
Please just come out not after GTA. Like GTA
Well,
is going to be the
Phantom
hard
Blade's
one.
the end of October,
Yep,
right?
October 29th. Damn.
Yeah, I think that Ocarina could easily come out a week or two before GTA.
Fair enough.
I think Nintendo doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
about
a week or two's
whatever
fine.
anybody else is doing.
A week or
so.
two is totally fine. It just
Yeah.
needs to be a week or two, you know? And then they drafted a Directive 8020, a Dark Pictures game, got him 2 points. People were asking, like, why isn't Until Dawn 2 made by this team anymore? It's like, this team doesn't have it, it seems, in the way that they did in 2016 with Until Dawn 1. Even the quarry was, what, 2021, 2020-ish, around
Yeah.
there?
And people like that game.
Yeah.
Very few people consider it better than Until Dawn.
Yeah.
But it's the best of the Dark Pictures anthology era.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not a part of Dark Pictures.
So
but,
I'm fine with the Until Dawn 2 being made by Fire Sprite. And
but
we'll see how it lands.
I
But
think that game has 65, 70 written all over it.
it's
Until
gonna
Dawn
be,
2.
I think that Until Dawn 2 will get above a 76.
I think it looks uninspired. I think the visuals are somehow worse than
Yeah.
the
Dude,
2015
I will
original. Like,
I will say the fact that we do not know, I'm pretty sure his name's Tanner Buchanan. I might be wrong. The guy Robbie from Cobra Kai is in that game, and me and Brady do not know that he's in that game from the first blush. Is not like that is a
Right.
bad capture. Like it's not. It does not look proper. But we'll see how it comes out and sort of rolls out. I once again, I don't expect this to be like a PlayStation needle mover next year, but a game that either we review briefly in a weekend or a really fun stream.
I would be shocked if Fire Sprite survives post Until Dawn 2.
I think it's going to sell better than you expect.
Okay.
Oh,
I
dude,
hope it does, and I hope
horror
it reviews
games-
better than I
Yeah,
expect.
horror
but
games
I'm
sell
worried.
just in general extremely well normally, and
Yeah.
then also I don't, as much as it doesn't look amazing, I also don't know if it's like costing PlayStation an arm and a leg to go
Right.
and create that game. And then they counterpicked a game that they thought was not going to come out this year.
Which is fair.
Fun fact, it's coming out this year. They're drafting Marvel's Wolverine. So Concrete, you are
Pride!
screwed. Yeah, no, that's tough, but that's going to be a large negative. But we'll save the Wolverine conversation for when we get to it being actually drafted. Connor, talk about our boy Be
Yeah,
Nasty.
damn, Brady's got a good team rocking right here. You just got to fill it out.
Yep.
Brady, with his first overall pick, me and Concrete were unwilling to do it. We're scaredy cats. We didn't want to pick GTA 6 in case it got delayed once again, but it's looking like a certainty at this point that it is coming out in November.
The only game maybe ever that can like for the rest of time that can get a 98 on Metacritic. 97 is where I believe RDR2 is. I think it could hit that. My projection would be a 95 because I think that it's going to get an equal amount of 9s and 10s. And I don't think that anyone's going lower than a 9 when this one comes out.
I'll go 94. I'll be a negative Nancy.
Yeah,
at
right.
94.
Jerk. But yeah, no matter what, Brady's getting big time points with
Yeah.
GTA 6, and I can't wait.
And then he has Onimusha, Way of the Sword. This has low 80s written all over it for
Yeah.
me. I played it twice now.
Yep.
We've seen it behind closed doors twice as well.
Yep.
So I've seen quite a bit of this game and got a good chunk of time on the sticks playing some Onimusha. I think this game is really great. That's about it.
I think
like
that-
it just I feel like it doesn't do enough to differentiate itself from its contemporaries. We get so many sword-based action games nowadays that like I feel like it's tough to stand out, and I don't think Onimusha does enough to innovate and surprise and delight.
83 is my projection with this
I'll
one.
go 82.
I think that it's going to deliver a content complete video game. One of the biggest issues that a lot of people have with the current slate of Capcom games, and I wouldn't say reviewers as much as just general gamers, is Pragmata's short. Resident Evil's short. When we got to see behind closed doors, it was, oh, there's a map here. Like you can go and do this side quest to go. And I think that for a lot of reviewers or just gamers in general will help fill out the time of gaming if they really want that there.
How long do you think this game's going to be?
20 something hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
right.
that's double the length
Well, it
of the two
depends on
previous
how
games.
many side quests you do. I think if
Yeah.
you like mainlined it, I'm expecting something
15.
in line with being in line with Pragmata. Probably.
I think it's gonna be
Or Resident
15. It's gonna be a little bit over the game length of those two others. And if you do main plus a few sides, which I mean that's me if I'm playing Onimusha, I'm
Right.
gonna try out some side quests, see what they're about. If I like them, play more of them. If I don't, just sort of main path it after that.
I'm expecting an 8 out of 10, and I'm excited to play an 8 out of 10 Onimusha game.
Here's the thing: I'm expecting an 8 out of 10, and I would be shocked if it's lower than that 8 out of 10. I think it's just gonna be a great time.
Then he picked Mixtape, probably on Nick's recommendation a little bit, based off of his experience playing it at SGF and seeing all the trailers that
What
we
an
had
asshole.
seen over the years for Mixtape. Game is sauce to hell, vibes immaculate, a game that I adore.
Last night, I was going and just like doing some cleaning, and I threw on the Mixtape soundtrack, and I was
Nice.
like, man, what a special video game.
Great art style, great soundtrack, brought me to tears. It fucked my life up for a few days.
Oh, dude, Connor
and
was
still,
a mess.
Still has like this like reverberating effect on my life where like I think about it semi regularly, and the thought of going back to it to like get the platinum, it's too painful for me.
Yeah,
I don't want to put myself through that again.
I think that rewatching Brady play, that helped solidify my like 9 out of 10. I think the game's amazing. The last moment in that game is something that I will never forget, and it will always truly be affected by, like in a way that very few video games I've ever played has captured something that has hit me as hard as that last moment. And that game is all built to that last moment too.
Yeah.
It's
And it
excellent.
wasn't just that last moment for me. It was the whole last hour. It kept hitting me in the nostalgia feels and making me reminisce on the death of my adolescence.
Yeah.
It was hard. And it's just a really interesting game where it's so divisive. I am shocked about how divisive it is.
Oh, dude,
and brings out the worst in people where they're like the discourse around like what is a game, what is not a game. Like I can't stand that shit. Like who gives a shit at the end of the day? If you need a game that has twitchy gameplay that's like really engaging, like there's a million of those, like, but these should also exist as well, and I can like those kinds of games, and I can like this as well, like, and that's totally valid. I don't know. But I am bummed for people who don't like Mixtape or like really hate Mixtape, because I just wish that you got the experience that I got with this game, because I think it is really something special, and I want that for everybody.
It's really special. I'm very curious to see where it lands on my game of the year list. I assume I know where it's going to land when it's all said and done. There's a number that normally games like this where I have it scored and where it affected me. Like there's one or two numbers that it normally lands at. And I think it will land there. But the back half this year, man, it's going to be heat.
2 games that I could see going above my current top 2.
I think that there is.
And they're Phantom Blade and GTA.
I think there's probably one game that can go above my number 1 right now, and that's GTA.
Oh, well, there's also Fire Emblem.
I don't think that we'll get to Control. I don't think Control is going to beat out Resident Evil for me, and that's solely due to the fact that like a Resident Evil, like it just for me just so pure, like it's just money in the bank. Like I really want that platinum.
Get back to that platinum, Nick. Yep,
gotta get that platinum.
Dave the Diver in the Jungle was Brady's next pick. Very safe pick. Dave the Diver, a legendary indie darling.
But a 92,
92, very very high. I did not know that this game even released, and did not know that it reviewed as well as it did. So
Dave,
good on Brady.
I didn't know your game like that. I knew you had it, but Dave, relax.
Then he picked Romeo as a Dead Man, a game that I think showed off really well in trailers, but unfortunately, I think underdelivered.
Yeah.
And, it seems like the general consensus. from critics is that is in fact the case.
Yeah.
Then he has Beast of Reincarnation, which I don't know. Did he pick that up, or is that his last game? That's his last game that he drafted.
Yeah, that
He
checks.
drafted 6, I think.
Maybe we drafted 5.
Yeah,
I think we drafted 5.
Difficulty remembering. He picked up Beast of Reincarnation, new game from Game Freak, given Nier Automata vibes, a little bit of Stellar Blade. There's a wolf involved, so you get that Princess Mononoke notes in there. So yeah, I think that game could review really well. Coming out in August, very few games coming out in August. A very good window for that game, I think. I think it's something that I will personally try to check out, but I think it's really dependent on if we get review copies for it, or if once it comes out, it reviews well, and I'm drawn to it because of that.
I'd be shocked if I review it, even if we got like
if we got review copies in August, I would be down.
That's exactly what it would be. I don't know if I would play that one. It's
all about time management, guys. People like it's such a tough topic with the review codes, like. And getting quote unquote free games. The only reason we do it is to give us time.
Yeah.
So we can get a review out, so we can help you make your purchasing decision.
Yeah. The content also is way better because you want to hear from us at the same time you want to hear from everyone else.
Yep. And you also don't want to put the reviewer in a situation where they have to do what Nick did for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, where he sprinted through that game. He ended up loving it, but he unfortunately couldn't experience the full breadth of the side content in Rebirth because he was trying to get it done in a weekend.
True. With that being said, I've reflected on this quite a bit. 2024 me probably would have played it in a very similar way if I was not on content.
Yeah, you're a freak.
Yeah. Oh, once again, but like 2026 me, very different me at this point. You want to know the game that I really do think changed my brain chemistry with that side quest type stuff? It's Metaphor ReFantasio. Like that's where, like, obviously the bonds are so important in that game and the side stories, but just every piece of content, I was like, oh, I just want more and more and more of this. And that's where I sort of was like, wait, there's games that I'm just going to want more and more and more of. And Rebirth is obviously a prime example of that. And I kind of wish that in reflection, I did it a different way.
I think Brady is the only team that needs to pick games up. No,
there's others that have some open slots. And then last team has an open slot.
Okay, but Brady has 3 slots. He also counterpicked the unannounced mainline Half-Life game. So I think that if that comes out, which I expect it to,
so
he's gonna be cooked.
Yeah.
Right? That's the only thing that could. If he picks up 3 games that are around an 80.
Yeah,
GTA 6 comes out as we expect it
95
to,
up,
and Onimusha reviews as we expect it to. The only thing that's going to prevent him from winning, I think, is if this Half-Life game is an all-timer.
We'll talk Half-Life when we get to my team. Going to Uli's team, a little call of booty work. First pick, Saros, 87 points. Hell yeah,
man. What are people playing that they're not playing Saros, dude? I'm so mad about that. Like, it's so good.
It's so good. Saros, more people need to play it. I think I reflect back on my time with Saros. So when I was looking at like where is that on my GOTY list thus far, and it's like, what a game! Like, what a great video game.
Maybe it's got some flaws in comparison to Returnal that I appreciate. It's a bit easier, but I think that from a narrative perspective, from a visual perspective, like, this game is just nails, dude. Some of the best gameplay on the market right now.
A discussion I want to have with his next pick, 007 First Light. 88.
That's way too high.
Is this game going to be in the stage?
Yeah, I think probably.
At the end of this year, yeah?
Yeah.
When I beat it, I was like, no way. And I see this 88. And then I saw an interview with Greg Miller talking about Game of the Year. And he's like, yeah, like Resident Evil and 007 probably are up there. And it's like, dude, people love this game. And here's critically, I've said this multiple times on other pieces of content. I don't think I've said it on this podcast. I would give it an 8.5. I think this is a very great video game. There are certain aspects I'm like, which that this was tweaked. I think that there's certain levels in the roster that are a little bit weaker than others. I think that a lot of the character choices in the cast is phenomenal, but like even then, I think that some of the pacing of the cast is a little bit off. There's like at least a handful of things that I can point to in this game that I'm like takes it away from being that amazing 9 out of 10. With that being said, I think that they pulled off, which was the hardest part to pull off, which is just making an excellent James Bond game. Like if you
An
want,
excellent James Bond story too.
yeah, like if you want to go and just if someone's like, "Hey man," and I talked to my buddy Brock about this. He was like, "What's that next thing?" He's finishing up E33 right now. He's like, "What's that next game?" And I was like, "Well, what are you looking for?" He's like, "I want something that's a little bit shorter than
Yeah.
E33. Like I want to get something done over the summer." And I was like, "Jimmy B, dude, like this guy's got it." And like,
Jimmy B.
yeah,
James
James
Bond.
Bond, James or Jimmy's, you know. Yeah.
We were talking about this in the Discord in a call. We're talking about coworker games. 007 First Light is
Ultimate.
the all-time coworker game, and I
Ultimate.
say that with respect. I
Yeah.
love this game, obviously, but like this is gonna be your casual gaming friend's favorite game of all time. Who plays like Call of Duty and Madden, and then on occasion will check out a random single-player game. I find that to be the case with the likes of like Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
I hear that all the
Oh, yeah,
time from people who
Borderlands.
like are very casual, but like they are like
love
really
Borderlands.
into Borderlands for some reason, which
Oh.
is such a weird game to blow up in the mainstream.
Yeah, but shout out 007 First Light. Play that video game.
Yeah.
That game's awesome. Next up, Lego Batman, Legacy of the Dark Knight. 84, best case scenario for Lego game, in my opinion. Like 84, 85, maybe up to an 86 was the goal, but an 84 is nothing to
I
be
thought
too
it was
upset
an
about.
86 when reviews initially dropped. So
It always
fallen
goes down
little
a
bit.
couple
Yeah.
points. Next up, Persona 4 Revival, a game that Daddy counterpicked. Yeah, no, I think that not an awful pick by any means, but with what we saw at Xbox the year prior, would have been dumbfounded if it came out in 2026. But if it did come out, I mean, 88 plus, right? Like it's just going to review exceedingly well. Next up, Pokemon Bocopia, 89. Holy smokes! I think that Uli did a great job of just selecting.
We drafted his team for him.
Oh, that's why.
He's currently in first place.
Well, I also think that we just auto draft.
Yeah, we basically just picked the top. Game
Yeah,
that
and then
was,
007 First Light was like the 7th rated game, and we just kept dropping it
yeah,
because
people were worried.
Yep,
I was worried.
I was worried
about
too.
the quality of the game. Yeah,
But yeah, Pocopia, shout out, 89.
great pick.
Great pick. Mariachi Legends.
These are his picks now.
Yes. A game that I know like nothing about.
Me too. Q4 2026.
But estimated. Could get him some points. I don't want to go too in depth on that. Orbitals, a game that has shown many times over on these Nintendo Directs and stuff like that. I think that to some level it's going to be another Haze-like, and then the question is where does it go?
Haze-like?
Yeah, you never hear that
No.
term before? Oh, it's a great one. But the question is where it's going to land review-wise and everything. Now we have a date, September, right? That's.
I could see it easily being close to a 90.
I mean, it just
above.
depends on what like where it lands, because you have the comparison point of what the team over at Haze Light does, like, and it's gonna be interesting. But that art style, unreal.
Killer.
Next up, Scott Pilgrim EX, 10 points, dude.
Shocking.
A
Honestly.
game that I really maybe I put it on Extra Life, dude.
I just don't
know.
like beat 'em ups that much.
I know. Here's my hard
kind of
part.
mindless.
Connor knows this. I have our first draft of Extra Life done. And I'm very proud of that first draft. I really do think that it's awesome. Some of the games might flip out, but like a lot of the bits that we're doing are the bits. Like we have, I'll say like a handful of things, like very similar to me and Brady ranking beers at 1:30 in the morning last 24-hour stream we did. But like, I'm like, can we get like a Scott Pilgrim EX? Like, it's semi-official. We haven't put the play yet, but like, Matt should be here for it. We have 4 players on the couch. Doing a beat 'em up with 4 players sounds like a good time, but it's probably a little too long for Scott Pilgrim. But a game I wish we got to. Anamani Gucci. Are you kidding me?
Oh, so good.
Are you kidding me?
So good.
And then their last pick, a game that got delayed but not too long, Dench Attack. I expect this game to review pretty well. I could see it, but I don't expect it's gonna be higher than a 77. Could get up to an 85. Probably between 80 and 84 though.
I expect the same.
All right, Connor. Who's next?
They did counterpick the Dusk Bloods.
Yes.
They originally we had picked the first game that was available,
Which was Phantom Blade.
Phantom Blade, and it took me forever to switch that out, but I finally got around to it.
Who drafted the Dustbloods? Daddy.
Oh, you have
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Connor, my team. We'll get to it. I'm screwed, but also if 3 games come out at 90 plus, the door might be open.
Please don't get delayed, Andrew. I think is projected for first place, and we're gonna go over his team, and I think that is clear and obvious why that is the case. He's got a stacked team right here.
Andrew is projected for 4th place.
Oh, interesting.
Vorpal Matt, previous year's champion, is projected for first.
He has Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave yet to come out. The last mainline Fire Emblem game, not including Engage, kind of a bit of a spin-off title, focusing more on like collecting characters from throughout the Fire Emblem universe and leaning more into the combat rather than the story. This
Yeah.
seems to be going back to the Three Houses formula. Three Houses 89 on Metacritic. I'm expecting somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah, this could have been drafted first overall, and I wouldn't have been upset with it.
It was just people could have been worried that it wasn't
It didn't come
coming
out this year. Yeah, but
we got a 2026
Yep.
year last summer, so
Yep.
I felt pretty confident.
but I expect this to go, and 86 is the low end of what
Yeah.
this is going to be. I'm
Agreed.
87 to 94 even. Like, this game could legitimately be a GOTY contender once all said and done.
Next, he picked Phantom Blade Zero. Lock it in. One of the 6 games that I think will be nominated for Game of the Year.
Yep.
We got to play this game a couple years ago at SGF. People have gotten to preview it multiple times since then, and every single time somebody gets their hands on this game, it's just glowing praise.
Yeah.
I think this could be up there with the best of the best from Software. I know that it is not being marketed as a Souls-like game. It's got a lot of Souls-like tendencies,
Yeah.
tough as nails bosses. Like, I think it will get those comparisons regardless of what the devs are saying, and I think it's going to be one hell of a game that sits along, like I said, the best in the genre.
I think it's going to be one of the best in the genre. 100%. I don't know how this game is going to review. And I want to just break this down. Like, Liza P, 80. Black Myth Wukong, 84. And we're talking about, like, some of, like, when you talk about...
Black Myth Wukong does not have an 84.
What is you thinking of?
81?
Maybe you're right. I thought it was an 84.
No, you might be thinking of Dragon Age Inquisition, which was previously the lowest game to
81, you're right.
be
Yeah,
nominated or win.
So, once again, those two things are... that is the lowest one to win. Those two games, obviously... like lower 80s. I expect Phantom Blade to be better than those games. Lies of P is an interesting one because, like, most people would say that's the closest we've gotten to From Software ever.
Yep.
And so, could this hit those 90s? Yeah,
I think so.
100%. Is it going to hit 90s for everyone? Because the comparison points are going to be there. My main thing that I point to, though, is Neo 3 this year. 86, I want to say off the top of my head. I could look it up, but I'm pretty sure it's an 86 on Metacritic. I think it's going to be better than that. Like,
I'm just bullish on this game.
Same.
I just get a good vibe from
well,
it.
once again,
I could be totally wrong.
I firmly believe, I'm with you. If you had to say, put your chips on, is this game going to be at the end of the year in the top 6? I would say yes. Like,
every
I
single
think that
time
it's
we've
there.
seen it, I feel like it's just looked better and better every single time somebody plays it. Whether we're talking about the older builds and the newer builds, it's been glowing praise across the board for both of them.
Yeah,
everything points in the direction of this game being phenomenal. It's just a matter of how phenomenal can it be.
Yep.
And just maybe I'm getting my hopes up a little bit too high, but like I could see this reviewing like at the high end. Like what is the peak for this game?
Like a 92.
I think a 95 is the peak for this.
Really?
Yep. And I think that it's definitely not likely, but it's not like exactly like incredibly unlikely either.
I don't think
it's high mid 90s.
This game will be, without a doubt, and this is a bold take because there's a game that already has its moniker for sure. This will be TikTok Game of the Year. Crimson Desert right now, TikTok Game of the Year.
Yeah.
I feel like that should be that is a new category for the co-op awards, baby. What is TikTok Game of the Year? And we don't leave that one up to the fans. It's just you and I going award it every year. There's gotta be one.
And I could just be totally wrong on this, and it could be an 80, a low 80. Like I feel like the range of outcomes is pretty wide.
It's pretty wide, but I do think that you and I both skew on the higher end. I did just want to bring it up though because I'm like, there's excellent games that like people give 9s to and really love and like does a lot of right stuff that land in that 80 low 80s area that are GOTY noms, like that are all timers in this genre. But I would, once again, I agree. If you had to give me like throw a dart at it, I think it's gonna get like an 89. Like that's my number. I don't think it's gonna hit 90s because I think it'll get more 8s than 10s. With that being said, I think the average is gonna be real close to that 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I've said this before, but if this game hits on the higher end of what I think it could hit, I think it is the only game that is releasing this year still that has the potential to beat GTA 6.
The other one was before it got
Fable.
delayed.
But I would say when I'm saying that, like, understand, I think the chances of that happening are very,
Very
very
low.
low.
Yeah.
But it's the only one that I feel has even a modicum of a chance.
Next up,
Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, guarantee it like 85 and above.
at this point, I think that we're back in the good graces of what this game could be. It's gotten beta tested to hell. Many people have gotten hands on in closed betas. I think that this is one that when it's all said and done will potentially be that 88, 89, 90, which we initially expected it to be. The only reason it got drafted this late was, hey, this game is out there, people are playing it, and people are not loving it, you know? And I think it's at the point that, like, it's going to do well, especially too when we're talking about video game reviewers. Of course, a company like IGN, they're going to put a fighting game person on that review. But then again, I also think that there's going to be those people that are reviewing that are more casual with fighting games. And I think that the art style, it's Marvel, like all that type of stuff that the game is clearly, you just look at it and it's exceeding at. I think it's going to do extremely well. And then it's also going to have all the bells and whistles that for a fighting game to get that 9 out of 10, that 9, 5 out of 10, you need those extra modes. You need the training to be perfect. You need the story to be fun and interesting. You need online to work perfectly. And its arc system works. That's all going to be there day one.
Yeah.
And I think that that's why it's going to review extremely well.
I'm bullish on that game review-wise.
Yep.
Uninterested personally.
They're playing it during Extra Life.
Great.
Yeah.
I'll toss you around with no time on the game or whatever.
Yeah, no, well, I'm gonna. So here's the plan for that Thursday, pre Extra Life. The game comes out. I'm blocking the entire day to stream and play it, have a great time.
Nick's gonna grind it, and then I'm gonna come over
and
first match and whack some.
Yeah. And then Friday Extra Life or the day before Extra Life, Matt flies in. I think that either you and him or me and him will shoot CGNC here with him and to do a fun little thing there. But then we're starting out Extra Life with Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls because this is the toll behind the scenes. One, it's a game that's going to be popular, so we want people to be able to like find Extra Life naturally through the category that we have, and we'll have obviously a baked-in audience, so that'll be pretty cool. Two, we're starting with it because if it was 2 hours at any other point of the stream, Connor, Brady, and Matt would be like, I don't want to play 2 hours of Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. But the first 2 hours of Extra Life, if you've ever been to a 24-hour stream with us, Extra Life or Co-op Day, is 85% wheel spins and shenanigans and 15% playing the game. So there might be 3 matches total that get played, I would assume. But it'll be a good time nonetheless.
Next up, we have Rhythm Heaven Groove. Floor of like 79, like in the Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, Metroid Prime, Kirby Air Riders ballpark, or I think this could be like mid 80s.
Yeah,
85. I can't see it getting close to a 90 though.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna get a 90.
Excited for this one?
I'm stoked. This is one of my most anticipated for the summer. I'm really looking forward to it in the way of like, I'm not like, oh, I need this right now, but when it comes, I will be excited for it.
Then he picked up Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. I think it's going to review well.
Yeah,
people are really stoked about this game.
What does Black Flag 1 have? If you had to guess.
88.
I would guess 87. 88? Dude, sure. He's dialed in on Metacritic today.
That's why they pay me the big bucks.
But yeah, no, 88. I assume what Shadows was around like an 80, 81. I think this 85. You know, like I think it's going to review pretty damn well. Yeah.
Next, they picked Karen, the only game that has released on his team so far this year.
A lot of potential energy, man.
86 on OpenCritic, 16 points for the team. Great pick. A bit of a sleeper, a game that I think is 1 or 2 on my list of games that have come out back throughout 2026 that I would like to get to at this point. I would rather play Karen than Mouse PI for Hire.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But which one do you think you would hop in, like, because I feel like Mouse,
Karen.
it's okay, yeah, but like Mouse is already downloaded, like, and I know that sounds silly, it's already there for you.
It's not on Switch too, right?
I don't think so. Yeah,
maybe I'll wait for that. I imagine if it's not, it will come sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
I hope that game sold well. I can't imagine the budget is like super.
Yeah, I think it probably sold enough.
So then they picked up Star Fox coming out in a week from now.
Oh my gosh.
This has low 80s, high 70s written all over it.
I think it's 80s up for sure because Star Fox is great for many people.
Yeah,
Star Fox 64.
But like the visuals, man, that's
I think that the characters look insane and everyone knows that. But
and apparently
when
the demo is pretty good.
But when you're in game, It rips.
Yeah.
Like the game looks great when you were in game.
Then they picked up Resonance, a Plague Tale Legacy. I think this game could be really, really great. Seems to be going more action focused,
Yep.
more combat focused. I've never played any of the Plague Tale games, heard great things about both of the previous ones.
Matt and I talked about this during Most Anticipated. Like, why do people not? Why is this on nobody's radar?
Yeah.
Like, it's
weird.
on no one's radar. No one's. This Plague Tale Requiem got a Game of the Year nom in 2022.
Is that the first one?
Second one.
Okay. Plague Tale.
Oh, dude, I have no innocence or it's.
Wrong.
I have no idea. But yeah, I like this is on no one's.
Yeah.
It is Innocence. Oh,
Yeah,
snap.
dude.
My
memory still works, apparently.
Well, it's still firing, chat.
Apparently.
But yeah, no, I think that this is going to. I'm not saying it's going to get an 89, but like I expect
I could
80s.
see it getting an 89 for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, it could definitely be up there. First one it reviewed lower than you'd expect, though,
that's
or
right.
second one did. We checked it out during that podcast. It's low 80s.
Yeah.
And then next up,
Star Wars Zero Company, a turn-based Star Wars like XCOM-like game. XCOM on the back wall right now.
hey now,
I know nothing about this game, but I've heard people say that they're excited about it.
yeah,
So
I expect 80s.
yeah.
And
I don't know
then,
if there's any previews out of
I don't
people
think so.
having gotten to go hands-on with it, but I think it looks pretty solid.
I expect 80s.
And then this is their, I did not see this when I was saying that I think they have the most solid team out of everybody, that they counterpicked Pokemon Pocopia, getting them negative 19 points.
Yikes.
Absolutely brutal. That for me last year, what was it that I picked? I picked something that got me negative like 27 points.
I forget.
I can actually pull it up.
As you pull that up, though, that is a yikes. But once again, that team does look pretty great. Moving on to Mosh Pit Studios, Metal Nate. He picked Wolverine with his first pick. It's gonna get him between 15 to 21 points. Guaranteed. Money in the bank. It's Insomniac. That's what they do. Next, he had Neo 3, 15 points. A pick that we thought was a little bit early in the draft order for sure, but 85 with the second round pick. No one's upset with that. That's not ruining your team. It's a very safe pick. Next, he picked up Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties. Normally, the Yakuza series reviews extremely well. This one was on the lower end of 74. Then he went with Planet of Lana 2, Children of the Leaf, and 82, 12 points. Once again, not bad at all. Not bad at all. 12 points.
Yeah.
Like a game that I'm pretty sure I talked to Jacob about. I'm pretty sure he played that one, and he was like, well, "It's a great time."
It looked really cool. Just kind of fell through the cracks for me.
Then he went Cult of the Lamb, Woolhaven, getting him 16 points. This was one of the first things that dropped this year. 16 points for an indie DLC. I feel like in years past, we used to be like, yeah, indie DLCs are cheat codes. And then they haven't been for the past couple years. This year, guess what? They're cheat codes.
Yeah.
They're
Never played
back.
Cult of the Lamb. Would like to get to that.
Yeah.
I've heard great things.
And then we have Gears of War E-Day coming out later this year.
I have no idea how this is going to score.
Higher than 80s. Higher than an 80.
Yeah, for sure.
After
that's a
that,
lock. Could it be a 90?
What?
Could it be a 90?
No.
Could this have a cultural moment with the 12-player horde mode?
No.
I mean, PvE is really big right now, dude.
I'm so
Horde mode is legendary. People love that
I
shit.
am excited for Gears. I am really looking forward to this game. I think that it's going to be one of my favorite games this year. I think there's a really good chance it's in my top 10 when it's all said and done, or very close to it, around that bubble, or sort of like just like 11 or 12 in the same way that, funny enough, I'm not putting these games on the same level, but Silksong was for me last year. It was my number 11. I expect E-Day to be around there. I don't know if Gears got it like that anymore. Can you talk about these next two games while I go and grab another tissue?
So, real quick on Gears E-Day, on why I think it could review closer to a 90, I think this could be an all-arounder. I think that the campaign is shaping up really nicely, and then the changes to Horde mode, 12 players, sounds really fun. A really cool PvE experience to sink a lot of time into, getting that like almost Call of Duty Zombies fix in Gears. Obviously, Horde has been around for forever, but they're saying the right things to make me more interested than I've ever been to hop in and play maybe with the community. I think that would be a lot of fun. And then the multiplayer, I think, is becoming accessible to non-sweats for the first time in a very long time. I've seen gameplay of like Gears 5 multiplayer with the like wall bouncing shit. And I'm like, that is not something that I think would be enjoyable for me to hop into and attempt to hang with these individuals who are going and bouncing around at the speed of light. And maybe now
Jeez,
that
excuse
that
me.
is removed, it will be a multiplayer suite that I will spend a decent amount of time in.
How
So
much time do you like? It's October, man. Like
I'm just
I
saying,
just know
like
myself.
what I was saying is that I think that Gears could be an all around.
I heard,
okay.
yeah, but I think that it could too. But that
October is
I
tough,
think
though.
that gets it to an 87. If it's an all around great experience, what does Gears 5 have? What do you think Gears 5 has?
I think it reviewed decently well, 86.
Gears 5. Gears 5 has an 84.
Hmm.
Yeah, 80, 86, 87 max. Like I just don't see this getting a
I'll be
90.
generous. I'll say 88.
Okay. You want a pizza pet on it or something?
No,
like
no.
you want to have a little donut? You want to?
Then they picked up Crystal Theaters of Idols. I thought this game looked really cool.
A lot of people
BioShock
enjoyed it.
type experience. I did not get around to it, and that's mainly because of the scores that it got. It seemed like it was not necessary for me to find the time.
74 is what it got.
Yep. Then Blood of the Dawnwalker.
Where is Co-op 64 at with Blood of the Dawnwalker?
I have no take.
I have no interest in this game.
I am not a Witcher guy. I'm trying to become a Witcher guy, and I also don't really care for vampires.
Yeah, I like vampires. I like open world stuff. I think that this is a situation where it's a studio that offshoots and it does not deliver. I do not think Blood of the Dawnwalker is going to be a must play this year in the same way that Crimson Desert, excuse me, even though for many people they enjoyed that game, was not a must play. So I don't know. I expect I'm gonna, this is my hot take of the day. Lower than an 80. I think it's gonna get lower than an 80 on Metacritic.
I'm gonna say low 80s.
Cool. Okay.
All right. And then they picked Crimson Desert as their counter pick, rock solid counter pick. I was worried about that one. I thought this game had a wide range of outcomes, potential outcomes, and it hit on the lower end of what I thought it could achieve. So not catastrophic.
9 points. It's never going to
have it
destroy
on your
you.
team. Yeah, if you're getting 9 points, that's solid. If you're losing 9 points from the counter pick, that's okay as well. So kind of a moot point for both teams.
All right, next up we have Fit to Respawn. Dragon Quest VII Reimagined was the first pick. These remakes normally do exceedingly well. Only 13 points for the kid, though. That's tough.
Yeah. For a first pick, it's not great, but can't really complain.
Not ruining the
points.
team.
Yeah.
Hollow Knight Silksong Sea of Sorrow was their second pick. Are we expecting this year?
I don't know, man. Team Cherry just works at their own pace and doesn't give us any updates. They said 2026 in the reveal trailer for this. We haven't heard anything since, right? No like small tidbits, no updates.
Nothing.
So yeah, I think 2027 is a safe bet. I hope that it does come out in 2027 because with the months ahead, there's just not a lot of room for it unless it's coming out this summer, which it could. They could put another trailer out and it comes out 2 weeks later, like they did for Silksong's.
It could shadow drop.
Yeah, it could easily shadow drop. And I think they would just do that on their own accord. It wouldn't be like at Gamescom or anything, but it could be. I guess
I could.
Did they
Gamescom?
put the release date out at Gamescom last
No,
year?
they announced that they're going to announce the release date at Gamescom. They said something about it, and then the next day.
They did the event, their own thing on their YouTube channel, like
the day after,
and then it was available to play at Gamescom.
Yep.
So that could happen again, maybe. And I feel like that's the last chance for this game to be shown off again.
Gamescom right now is so interesting, where it's like there's starting to drop like who's going to be there and everything, and it seems like it's another stacked slate. I'm curious to see how the rest of it shakes out, mainly due to what's going to be on the Keeley stage. Like, could Keeley have another banger up his sleeve for an opening night live?
He kind of emptied the clip, it seems like, for
emptied the clip. It was
SGF.
I'm proud of you for using the empty the clip as your analogy there.
Why?
I thought you were about to be like, Jeff Keighley just he blew his load at SGF. I was like, geez Louise, Connor.
But I think this game will review exceptionally well. The DLC rather will review exceptionally well. I really want to get around to playing it. I never did Act 3 though, so I don't know if that'll affect anything when it comes to checking out this DLC. But like I said, it's getting busy. I'm heading into my busy season. If it comes out in September as well, it's gonna go by the wayside, unfortunately. I'll have to prioritize new releases rather than a DLC.
I would. This would be a great a great bonus pod. Me sitting down with you and being like, what games are Connor going to play this year? And we literally just are like
Marathon. That's it.
like and we start to and not have it be like set in stone or anything. I just think it would be a really interesting conversation because
For new releases
for
only?
new releases, what are the new releases that you plan on playing? Because I think that we're at the point where you probably got another 10 in you, like for the rest of this year.
For new releases.
For the new releases, yeah.
I think so.
And so like if that's the case, it's like, okay, which ones are we doing? And you're like, just Blood of the Dawnwalker.
Star Fox, I'm definitely playing.
Star Fox, Rhythm Heaven, you want to play?
I'm definitely playing. Fire Emblem.
Yep.
I'm definitely playing. Wolverine.
I want to break that down. Is Fire Emblem definitely playing?
I will definitely be playing it on day one. Do I beat it by the end of the year? I hope so.
Yeah.
Like if I go on vacation around Christmas time, I take it with me. Maybe I can sink some hours into it.
That Christmas vacation would be massive for you.
Yeah.
Control?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah. But we used Wolverine?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, so we have 3 games that are
Onimusha
coming out.
there, I'm worried about. I would like to play,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I'm going to get to it. Hollow Knight, as we were talking
Silent
about.
Hill Townfall, not happening.
Townfall, same boat. I really want to play that game, but like it's just too many games.
Yeah.
I might need to be saved for December or something. But
or
like,
maybe
I'll probably
stream it during Halloween.
Yeah.
Could be fun.
That's a good idea. Then GTA 6, of course, and Phantom Blade Zero for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Very interesting. Boom.
No podcast anymore. Sorry, guys.
God damn it, Connor. We could have had such a good conversation.
Crimson Desert 79. We already talked about this one. Yeah.
I'm a game. I never want to see a game fail, but I am happy that I feel like the TikTok comments would have been much worse if it was a really highly reviewed game.
We called it. Or I called it based off of what I played. I was like, I think it could review lower than people expect. And then as we got closer and closer to release and the hype started to build and I started to see people go hands-on with it and then also just talk about it generally. There's just a ton of discourse around this game in the lead up to launch. And I was starting to move closer to like 86, 87 range. And then I wish I stuck to my guns that this was going to review right around where it actually ended up. But they then picked up Mina the Hollower, currently the highest reviewed game of the year. Right? No. Well, Dave the Diver, actually.
Yeah, Dave the Diver, man.
Well, I guess it depends on Metacritic versus OpenCritic.
It's the highest game on Metacritic, I'm pretty sure, for the year.
Yeah.
Game, you're enjoying
Game's
it?
Nails. It's hard as hell. Great art style, very nostalgic. Killer soundtrack.
Yeah. Talking to Rogan and Matt about it, who rolled credits, they're both like, yep, this game's unreal. Matt,
just like Souls games, though, like it's really, really difficult at first. You're just getting your bearings, getting the flow of combat. And then now that I'm moving towards the second generator, there's 6 generators. I'm almost to the second generator. I'm feeling a lot more comfortable and making decent progress.
Definitely a GOTY contender to be one of the top 6. It's a contender to be one of the top 6.
We'll do a breakdown of what we think could be up there right now.
Monster Hunter Stories 3 was the next pick, 15 points. Capcom is doing what they've been doing. Apparently, it's one of the most underrated games this year. Next up was Professor Layton and the New World of Steam.
Do you have a release date on that?
Late 2026 is the estimate. I assume we don't get it this year. Kano, Scars of Kosmara.
Completely forgot that this is supposed to come out this year.
It's not coming out this year, man. It's just not coming out this year.
Yeah, there's too much. You can't put this game out in September, October, November.
Can't do it.
If they can get it out in August, maybe. But then you also have another game with a girl and a dog coming out right around then. Beast of Reincarnation versus Kana.
We would have heard August at State of Play if it was August. It's not coming out this year.
That's a bummer.
And then they counterpicked 007 first, like, yikes.
Yeah, that's tough.
88, 18 points.
I thought that was a good counterpick at the time. So
yeah. Just a reminder, from the first moment I saw 007 First Light, believed that it was going to be excellent, and not enough people give me enough credit about sticking my guns on that, as everyone else doubted me and that game forever.
For being right on that. I'm glad you are right.
I'm glad I'm right too. For a multitude of reasons.
Do you want me to go over your team?
Yeah, I should probably go over my own team. First pick, Control.
Let us know where we went wrong.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty obvious. First pick, Control Resident. I expect this to be one. I would not be shocked if it's a top 6 game this year. 88 plus Metacritic. I think this game's gonna rip. It's my most anticipated game for the rest of this year. I cannot it's been 2 weeks since I got hands on with it. Every single day that goes by, I'm playing GTA or Disco or just any other game. And I'm like, man, I just want to play Control Resonant, dude. Like, I just want it. I love Remedy so much at this point. There's no one else that does it like Remedy. There's not another studio on the planet that does it like Remedy. And yeah, I'm really funny. Like the question of like, what's it actually going to come out this year? Now that we know it's coming out this year, it's like this was a great first pick, and I think it went well.
Real quick, in the scuttlebutt of you having to get up to blow your nose, and me just
Use the
kind of
restroom.
going off on a tangent about gears, and I teed up wanting to say what the game was that I counterpicked a few years ago that like ended
Yeah.
up killing my chances of winning.
Was it Alan Wake
It
2?
was 2 years ago, so for 2024
Oh.
Fantasy Critic, and it was Destiny 2, The Final Shape.
Oh, interesting.
That got a 91 on Metacritic.
Yeah.
So I got negative 22 points. Killer.
Yeah, but can't wait for Control Resonant. The Dust Bloods. Counterpicked. I don't think it comes out this year at this point.
Yeah.
I don't.
You're stuck with it, buddy.
I also could see it coming out this year though.
Yep, me too.
Like it's
50-50 shot.
The game is not like, tell me that this game, and I understand GTA 6 and I understand From Software probably wants to not be part of that. September Direct, early September Direct, they have their playtest. That game comes out late October, early November. I would not be shocked if that's
When
the
do we
case.
think the playtest is?
They said summer, so I assume
July?
August, maybe even. But
Okay.
just before they put a date
I
and a
think
bow on
we're
it.
gonna learn a lot about this game's quality and when or if it is going to release in 2026 based off of that playtest.
I will say, with the current understanding of it being like this 8-player battle royale type game, I don't expect this to get 90s. But then again, it's From Software and Miyazaki at the helm. I like the unstoppable force of people not caring about live service games meets the immovable object Miyazaki, the team over at From Software. Let's see where it lands. Next, Super Meat Boy 3D 76 got me 6 points. Super Meat Boy, obviously a phenomenal game. Did not need to go to 3D. This game is uninteresting.
You still haven't touched the original?
I haven't touched the original. I would give this one a 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
This game is meh. It's whatever. I do not care for it. I think it's bad at certain times. I think it's all right at certain times. I can't wait for a random trivia question to come up about Super Meat Boy 3D on a actual life eventually and have the answer to it. That's the only reason that this game is going to be useful in my life ever since. So disappointed I only got me 6 points. I thought about dropping it too before it came out because I was like, every single time we saw it, I'm like, this just doesn't look like it's going to get that 80 plus and 76. Next replaced 77. I feel like this is a little low for even the people. Like, there's people that got plenty of sevens, goods, but like, there's people that fucking love this game.
Yeah.
So.
It's tough with indie games.
Yep.
They oftentimes are very flashy with their art style, and that can lull you into a sense of security and thinking that this game is going to be better than it is. But it needs the gameplay to back it up, and it seems like Replaced struggles with that a little bit.
Next up, unannounced mainline Half-Life game. I want to reserve the connotation for now about it.
Could turn you around. Turn it around.
Not only could it turn my team around, we could be a week or so away from playing this game.
Oh, yeah. I said earlier that Phantom Blade is probably the only game that could go up against GTA. Half-Life
Half-Life could easily do it. But where are you at percent-wise of this game existing and coming out alongside the Steam machine?
99.9%.
Really?
Yeah, there's just too much smoke.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There's fire, buddy.
Also, we talk about it all the time of like how to sell Xboxes, right? If you want to sell a Steam machine.
Yeah, well, it helps, but you're talking about catering to the Steam audience that you already have on PC. That's the market for the Steam box.
Yes and no, because the Steam
that is the biggest portion of the people who are going to buy a Steam box.
But also going and having the people that are console gamers that want to go and have some access to Steam, and don't want to spend up all the way to get a PC, or they don't like PCs, they don't like the idea of playing on a PC.
I think if you're unwilling to buy a PC, mainly it's going to be a price issue. And sorry, I cut you off there.
No,
I think it's mainly going to be a price issue. And when we're talking about a console that is $1,200, well, that's not the same as a PC nowadays. That's still like it's a tier above just a basic console, enough for most people to be like, well, it's almost a PC, and I'm not willing to spend over $1,000 on something like that. So,
but we'll see. I'm more leaning towards. I feel like there would have been more scuttlebutt about it as of right now, when there isn't. I'm leaning towards like a 40% chance it does come out. So 99% versus 40%
Yeah.
for whether we get a Half-Life game in the next
I'll donut bet that.
2 or so. Yeah,
Sure. Yeah.
sure.
We got to get these in order.
Yeah,
The donut bets
donut bets.
that we've been making.
That's Diz's job. Diz had
is he on it?
Diz has a form.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
And then we move along to the games I started to pick up. Halo campaign evolved.
I got no clue, dude. People seem higher on the demo than
I'm way higher on it than you are. Yeah.
I've only heard I heard Jacob's take on it. He seemed to like it
Yep.
more than me.
I
haven't
like
heard
it more than
anybody
you.
else. Like the
Yeah,
general consensus you've heard. You
people are
listen to
into
more
it.
podcasts. On
Yeah,
it,
people
so.
are into it.
Okay.
It seems across the board
Cool.
that people are liking what they're doing.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm still excited for this, but
Yep.
I wasn't blown away.
I 82 minimum, 90 maximum.
Right.
Like I think it's gonna be, if these missions rip and it's priced fairly, it's not a $70 title.
It's 50.
I think it's 50.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like it's the biggest hang up of this thing from it being a slam dunk is just not having multiplayer, and our reviewer is going to go and have that be part of their review. And my answer is some will, some won't.
Yeah.
Like,
I won't.
I won't either.
I'll review the
Yeah.
package for what it is.
Exactly. But there will be people that go and say it doesn't have the multiplayer, and that is holding it back from being that 10 out of 10 experience that we remember.
I think you're going to have to review it under the context that, like, okay, are the changes to the visuals and the additional missions and the size of the game that is there, like, is that worth the $50?
Yeah.
For most people.
For me, I assume it will be. I think that this will be a great starting point.
First Halo game is like 8 hours,
around
maximum.
There. Yeah.
So now we're talking 10 hours, maybe
10 or 12 hours. Yeah. 4 missions. Each mission takes roughly 45 to an hour.
To kind of
you
can
get some replayability in there. Like, it's a $50 Halo campaign,
and most people are going to be playing this. Well, I was going to say most people are going to be playing this on Game Pass, but I think most people are probably going to be playing this on PS5.
PS5. Yeah. Next up, Witchbrook, a game that if it gets released, it will be extremely highly reviewed. But this is a game that was supposed to potentially come out last year, and we just continuously hear nothing about it. Still estimated for 2026. I plan on dropping it and picking something else up. I have a game in mind as it stands right now.
Is this the new mixtape where, like,
yeah,
highly anticipated?
Whoever gets it, it's going, and when it releases, it gets 87 points. It's just the roll of the dice.
Yeah. Just keep pushing it, and eventually it finally hits. But
and then Connor asked me where it went all wrong, and it went all wrong with Highguard, a game that got a 64 on Metacritic. I think it should be reviewed a lot higher than a 64. I think that this game is pretty gosh darn good.
At least a 70, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't understand why it's as low as it is.
Well, I gave it a 6 out of 10, so maybe I don't think it should be that high, but I don't know. Like,
this game was
we just had a lot of fun, and I talked to a lot of people who liked the game more than I did. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Like, I feel like most people that played it really enjoyed it. It just didn't have, it was not fully content complete, and I understand that. But there's a large difference between being not content complete and going down from an 8 to a 7 versus getting down to this 6 and this 5 area where I'm like, I just don't understand.
It's free.
Yeah. I don't know.
The gunplay was really fun. Very unique mode, though it is just one mode.
One of the best capture the flags out there.
We had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
So,
I wish it existed. I am legitimately upset that it's off the shelf. Like, I would love to be playing Highguard every now and then on group streams and stuff like that. That was one of the game. Like,
if Highguard still existed and Marathon still exists like it does today, we're not playing Highguard on stream. We're playing more Marathon.
I think that you would have the excitement level of this team more combined excited for Highguard than Marathon.
I think I would be incredibly uninterested in doing Highguard, but you would be incredibly uninterested in doing Marathon.
Yeah.
And then Brady is in between both of us for both of those games.
No, but you have, I think that you're uninterested in Highguard. Like, you are like, oh, but I would play it. Marathon for me right now is like, I don't want to play, like, at all.
You just don't know, man.
I don't, but I'm never going to find out because I'm not going to play it. You know, like, you've tried to convince me many times over. My last pick was World of Warcraft Midnight. Got me 14 points. The expansion, just a little bump.
Yeah, those are always safe.
Yeah, very safe. And my counter pick was Persona 4 Revival. I remember being like, this game is not coming out. And for a counter pick, that's what you want, baby.
All right, now let's talk about Vorpal Matt with Sony-chan,
He's
his publisher. I can talk about like a couple of these games because I know what they are, and a bunch of them I have no clue.
He's projected to win. We make this joke every single year. He is really good at this game because he doesn't get lost in the bright lights of a Duskbloods or a Control or a Wolverine. He's going and mining for gold, and gold that we are not willing to go into those mines for. Like,
maybe he's not hitting the higher end of like the 90s with these, but he's incredibly consistent.
Steady.
Yeah, like and that's what you need to win.
Yep.
You can have some down games like in the high 70s and a few 90s, but if you can consistently hit over an 80, I think that gives you the best chance to win.
You're doing A-okay.
So his first pick was Trails in the Sky, second chapter, slated for the end of this year.
I think it's got a date now. I want to say it's October.
I believe it does.
September 17th.
Yep.
Cool.
Game might be cooked sales wise, but Trails sickos fucking love their Trails games. They'll show up no matter what.
The people that's interested in a Trails game are
and people really love the first chapter.
Yeah.
This is a remake of the PSP game.
Yep.
That is, I think, widely regarded as the best in the franchise, and now they're just expanding on that. I'm not going to be hopping into this. I have been given the sales pitch. Shout out Dom at PAX East, and many other people have given me the Trails pitch on how to go about this. So I don't really want to hop in to the remakes personally. I think I'm going to play it on PSP instead, and apparently that is a viable route to go down. Start with Trails in the Sky, and then I think there's a couple in the Sky games, and then Trails of Cold Steel. There's 4 of them, and so on and so forth. Now they're on Daybreak.
I have no idea.
Something.
No
like
idea.
Trails of Daybreak. I don't know.
Yeah.
Then they picked up Eugenics,
which I wanted so badly.
The new game from the creator of Binding of Isaac. We both said, I think when we did our predictions for what we thought games would get on Metacritic for this year for bonus pod, I said this is a sleeper potential game of the year nominee. I think it still has a chance at 89, one of the highest reviewed games of the year. I don't think it will, but
it's not over Mina when it comes to the
there's
conversation.
Also some like controversy around this game that I think would prevent it from getting up there.
It's inappropriate in ways that make people uncomfortable too. Like it turns
I've not checked it out.
away.
I would like to. They showed off the Switch 2 port in a very casual way, like on Twitter or something. He just like posted a video of
I didn't know it's
running
on
Switch 2. I don't think it's out yet.
Oh, okay.
But they're clearly close. So if I get around to it, it is going to be on Switch 2. So I'm just waiting for that. Vampire Crawlers 84, rock solid follow-up to one of my favorite indie games of all time in Vampire Survivors. A very different direction than Vampire Survivors, and I love that they went this route and did something really creative and weird. A dungeon crawling deck builder. Roguelike? Is it a roguelike? I don't know.
No, man.
But people love this shit, and they got really hooked on it from what I've heard for those who have checked it out. So I would like to get around to it, but another one of those games, I think that like Cairn and maybe even Eugenics are above the likes of Vampire Crawlers for me for games that I would like to get to in the near future. Next up, we have Esoteric Ebb, a game that I've heard about quite a bit over the last few months. But at the time that this draft took place, we were both like, Esoteric Ebb, what the fuck is this?
Dude. Purple Matt knows.
And 88 on Metacritic.
Yep.
I know nothing else about this game other than the fact that people seem to really like it. It reviewed very well, and Vorpal Matt is a tastemaker. So if you want to be on the cutting edge, just go to the Fantasy Critic page year over year if he is in the league, which he very likely will be if he wins.
Really good
again.
Chance.
If you win, you get to you're in the league next year automatically.
I like that Vorpal Matt takes that challenge on himself. And he's like, you know when you buy a Fortnite Battle Pass, that if you go through the whole Battle Pass, you'll have enough V-Bucks to buy the next Fortnite Battle Pass? Mm-hmm. That's what he did with that first year of bid. He was like, I bought in this 1 year, and I'm going to make sure I played the game so well that I'm able to get my bid next year for free.
Then he picked up TR49.
Not a clue.
Know nothing about this game. 81 points. On Metacritic, 11 points. For some reason, I thought this was Titanium Court.
No.
When I was thinking back on the draft, I thought Vorpal Matt had drafted Titanium Court because that is a Vorpal Matt-esque game.
Check out.
But still, rock solid. Then he has Deltarune Chapter 5 confirmed for this year at the recent Nintendo Direct.
Coming out in like a week or so.
Then Neverway, I love the art style of this game, and I've seen some buzz around it on TikTok, but I know very little else about Neverway. I think there's like a demo out there that people are enjoying, And last but not least, we have Crushed in Time, 80 on Metacritic, 10 more points for the big dog Vorpal Matt. Know nothing about this game either,
Same.
but I imagine because Vorpal Matt picked it up and it reviewed pretty decently, that it's probably pretty good.
It's got the sauce.
But he has one more slot left to fill out his team. He counterpicked Romeo is a Dead Man. He was the first to be able to counterpick a game. I think that is a rock solid choice right there.
Him and I think, had the two obvious counter picks between Persona and Romeo, being like the very low review game and the game that's most likely to not come out.
Well, I think with Romeo, the assumption was that at the very least it was going to be around or below an 80.
Yep.
Suda 5.1 games do not review very well. They are quite niche and tailored towards his core audience, and that can be quite off-putting to reviewers. So I've talked to people who like really, really love Romeo as a Dead Man, who are hardcore Suda 5.1 fans, but that usually does not correlate with the general consensus that we see from reviewers.
So that's Fantasy Critic, baby. We've done all of that. Connor, you mentioned during the pod, you were like, let's get a top 6 going. What do we think is going to be there at the end of this year? Do we want to make our own list, or do we want to go together?
We can just talk. We can just wrap it up.
Phantom Blade Zero will be there.
Yes.
Wolverine will be there.
Oh, I was thinking we do games that are already out.
Oh, yeah, we can do. So let's.
What do you think has a chance that it is already out?
That's already out. There's 3 games and then kind of a 4th.
Resident Evil 9 is a lock.
Yeah, will be there. 007 is not a lock, but it could be there. Meet of the Hollower, not a lock, could be there. Forza Horizon 6, not a lock, could be there. That is it for the first half this year thus far.
No sorrows.
No, not a chance.
Come on, man. It's got like an 87. Like, what's the deal with that reaction?
Not enough people played it.
You think so?
Yeah, not even up in the industry played it.
I don't know. I saw a whole lot of reviews for it.
I mean, the reviews are out. This game will be on top 10 list.
is kind of a darling. Like,
I understand. It will
really
be on top 10 list. It will be 7 through 10 on many top 10 lists. I don't think it's going to be the top 6 for many teams.
Mugenics, I think, on the outside looking in.
Yeah, that's. I would say that there is a 0.1% chance Mugenics gets nominated.
Okay.
Same with something like Titanium Core. Same with something like Esoteric Heb.
Mixtape.
Mixtape's interesting. I think that it has a higher chance of Mugenics because I think that the industry loves it. With that being said, I don't think it gets there. I would love to see the world burn.
Do you think fear of backlash plays a part in people's decision making when it comes to their voting?
I don't think that fear of backlash necessarily does, but I do think like it's an 87. It's not like this game is. If it was a 91,
so many 10s from so many big outlets.
People are going to be banging the drum for Mixtape. Don't get me wrong, but I think that when you do the consensus company list and send that in, I don't think that enough like.
Your tune has changed on this. Where like I thought for sure people at companies who are going to be like really passionately fighting for Mixtape to be on the upper end of their conjoined list. But like
I think that people have cooled on Mixtape just in general. Like we're a month in a change away, and I think that the consensus of what was happening, of is this going to be there at the end of the year? When it initially came out, it's getting all these 10s. It's like, yeah, there's going to be the people that are fighting hard for it. Now it comes down to maybe it's controversy. Maybe it's like me just cooling a little bit on it from the experience that was so impactful initially. I think that's going to be number 1 and win some game of the years from outlets. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't see it there at the top. Like, I think that people would rather put a 007 that is so universal, so gameplay heavy, so impressive. Like, compared to something like Mixtape that's a little bit more that indie darling hits you in the field.
So do you think that 007 is the 2 right now behind? Yeah.
And by the way, I think that there's one game as of right now that is out that will be there when it's all said and done. And I think that's Resident Evil.
Then let's break down the rest of the games to be released. Control Resonant.
I think we'll be there.
Wolverine.
I think we'll be there.
Lock it in. Wolverine not going to win Game of the Year, but I think
it'll be there.
It's Spider-Man.
It
reviews well, and those games both got nominated. The mainline games got nominated.
Phantom Blade Zero will be there.
I don't think that's a lock, but
I think we both have it in that like we expected to review on the high end.
I do think it has a wider range of outcomes, even though I expect it to be
Black Myth got
Very high.
nominated, man.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing, even if the review's not as well. Obviously, it's a worldwide poll, and I do think that some people across seas in the Asian markets are going to go and be like, that is the game of the year for them. I forget exactly where in Asia this one's being developed, but
Ocarina of Time.
it could be there.
Yep. I think that's a
like
strong maybe.
depends on where it lands.
Yeah. And then Fire Emblem, I think, has a shot if it's better than Three Houses.
It needs to be better than Three Houses is the hard part. It's got a
tough
shot.
to do.
Yeah, it's got a shot. But the lofty goal is it's as good as Three Houses, and it suffices all the fans that want that experience. That would be awesome. Like, that would be great. It's really hard to make a Fire Emblem game better than Three Houses because as of right now, it seems like one doesn't exist. So it's a lofty goal.
Dustbloods, if it comes out.
Yeah, I think that it could be there.
Could be there. But I would say it's unlikely.
Yeah.
Could be. Kind of like Elden Ring Night Rain.
Gears.
Low chance.
But
I think it really depends on being that cultural moment. Oh, Pokemon Pocopia.
I don't. I
that
think that is lower than almost like that for me is beneath Mugenics, Forza, and 007.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, Animal Crossing got nominated in 2020, a stacked year.
Okay, Animal Crossing was game of the year that year, in my opinion. Not the best game, but it was the most.
Didn't reach the same heights, but it had a moment.
Oh, it definitely had a moment, and it definitely had like a couple weeks. But I think that it didn't have that like staying power 2-3 months of like. Bocopia is the game. There's still people loving that game on the Switch 2 right now, playing a shit ton of it, having a great time. But I keep on going back to the back, being like, I just don't think it's got it when it comes to game of the year. Same,
I get that.
I say, if we're doing like the review aspect of it, it's like Forza's reviewed exceedingly well, and it's probably not going to be there. Me and the Hall were exceedingly well, and like that's my that and 007 I would say are on the same tier of like. Mina could easily be there at the end of the year the same way the 007 could easily be there.
I just think 007 is so universal. Like
Everyone played it.
Everyone get in there and have a good time. I think Mina just a bit inaccessible to some people depending on how you can tolerate difficulty.
But then again, Mina's a high reviewed game, and there will be people that fight for Mina not as hard. Like,
but there will just be more people who have played 007.
Yeah, I think that 007 though is going to be the shrug the shoulders. Hey, we have 5 games on our list. Which one do we want to put on for the 6th? 007. I mean, everyone played it, everyone loved it. Like, that's an easy nod. Like 007's gonna win Game of the Year at certain outlets because everyone loved that game.
Right. And we GTA 6, we are thinking that they are going to push the deadline.
I think that you can't do Game of the Year this year without GTA 6.
You're just hurting your viewership numbers because if you wait till next year, then it's not nearly as in the zeitgeist as it would have been. Like that Game Awards is going to like break records for them for sure, as they've done every single year. Anyways,
I think that you
keep growing.
You push the deadline, you get GTA 6 involved, and you let it do E33 type things where you have just winning everything.
Yeah.
Like
it's gonna be a boring
I think it's a much
again.
more interesting conversation next year to let Fable versus God of War versus some of these other awesome titles that are coming out with 3D Mario. Let them have their moment. Let's not have a GTA umbrella over it. I think that Keely's thinking about that too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's like, what do we want to do? Do we want to have GTA win this year, or do we want to have it compete next year? By the way, if GTA does not get nominated this year due to time constraints, it will not win Game of the Year next year.
I think it will still. This is a game that's going to remain at the top of the gaming conversation for probably the next 5 years.
I understand. GTA is not already a guaranteed Game of the Year winner. Because Red Dead 2...
There's no guarantee.
I understand. Red Dead 2 lost.
We don't have a God of War this year.
I'm saying that if it gets pushed into next year...
Okay, yeah.
Then God of War is there. And Fable's there. And 3D Mario's there.
Right.
So, like, the competition's already fierce.
I think that's way harder next year.
And you have the 2020... like it came out the year prior. Not as many people are like, oh, dude, this is Game of the Year this year. I want to give the nod to these other things.
Associating it with 2026.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that if it doesn't come out this year, there's a really good chance that next year it does not win Game of the Year.
Sorry, you said if it doesn't come out this year.
Oh, sorry, if it doesn't get nominated this year, if it doesn't qualify for this year. This game is coming out this year.
Deadline.
Yeah.
All right, let's pull in some listener write-ins. We were talking about the best way to do this, but with the way that you guys framed your write-ins and the way that we structured the show, it didn't feel natural to just like be pulling one for a game that we were talking about. So I thought we would just kind of elongate the discussion by throwing your guys' takes in here and giving you
Yeah.
our reaction to them. So we're gonna do a mixtape double feature here from Stun 1369. Mixtape was incredible, and I'm so tired of being slandered for saying it. There's as much to do in Mixtape as Edith Finch, and one is seen as a masterpiece and another is paying for good reviews, in quotes. I haven't felt emotions like Mixtape in years, and it deserves every great review it got.
Yep.
I fully agree with that. The fucking paying for reviews thing will
That's
always be something that I disdain, and it just, if you say that, I immediately think like you just clearly do not know what you're
uh
talking about. You're immature. Like you cannot put two and two together. And like not everything is a fucking conspiracy theory. Like
that's my hot take next week. I already have it written down. I would have been if Connor and I was like, have I done the yellow paint discussion before? If you are somebody that thinks paid reviews exist, I'm not going to go all in on this. If you think that exists, you legitimately are dumb. Like that is a dumb thing to think. Like
there is no, you get the review copy and then they give you money and then you are asked to say certain things about the game, or like that doesn't happen
unless it is a
unless
paid
it's an
sponsorship.
ad. Which is not a review.
Which, by the way, you have to disclose.
It's against the law.
It is against the law. And so you have these people, just streamers or people online, Twitter, saying like, no, it's a paid review. I truly believe a large majority of them fully know that is not the case. They just want to get you fired up. They want you to go and get those clicks.
You're very clearly fired up right now. It's working.
Oh, well, no, I'm saying they want to get the people to go, like their idiotic audience to go and be like, hey, this person said paid reviews does exist and they know shit. And it's like, no, they know fully well it doesn't, but they just want to go and get the clicks.
I want to add this wrinkle to the argument, though, because I do understand this mentality, and it just goes back to journalistic integrity and just kind of like a gray area when it comes to advertisements and the relationship between press and the gaming industry as a whole and how they work in tandem. We only get review copies from companies. We don't do ads for like games we cover.
Yeah.
There's an idea that I can wrap my head around that some people think that, okay, like this company is asking you to do ads, they're scratching your back and you don't want to like damage that relationship by giving it a bad review. I think that just comes down to, like I said, journalistic integrity. I have not seen an instance of that personally.
Neither have I.
And then you can like point to a website like IGN where I remember Colin and Greg back in the day talking about how that was structured because they would do like a Mass Effect review and then they would have ads for Mass Effect on the sidebars or whatever. Like Colin got like a bunch of flack for giving Mass Effect like a 9.
Yeah.
And then everyone was mad at the ending. So they're like, you got paid for this review clearly because they're doing ads. It is a walled garden.
Yeah.
There is an iron wall in between the advertisement like department and marketing department and like the journalists.
Yeah.
And that is the case for all of these websites. So like all we're getting is review copy. So we're able to do our job. I will happily buy the game myself, but that just feels wasteful, honestly, just to buy a game a second time. But I just need the time to be able to spend an adequate amount of time with these games to be able to accurately review them, and that's why we reach out for review copies.
You look at some of our review schedules that we've had in the later months of the year with and without review copies, and the ones without review copies, we are scrambling. We are trying our best.
Putting in like 10-hour days.
Yep.
That's what I did with Zaros earlier this year.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily what we want to do compared to when we get a review copy. Sometimes we're still putting in 10-hour days, but it allows us to plan. It allows us to have all the chess pieces in place, knowing, okay, so we have this. How are we going to go and get this done by this deadline? When we don't get a review copy, we don't have a deadline. We're in like that constant like conversation of, okay, do we push for this? Do we not push for this? When we have a deadline, we know what the deadline is, and we're able to go maneuver around that. And there's been games that we have purchased that we've got review copies after the fact because we like the game so much and we want to support those teams. And anyone that, like, by the way, we're not hard pressed as a company, more so than even a channel, to go and spend $70 on a game. It's okay.
Yeah.
We can go and shell out the $70 for a game. Like it's not.
We also get
It's
yeah,
fine.
like you kind of alluded to, we get copies sent to us after the fact.
Yeah.
Like after the review embargo is up, and it's like I'm good. Like
Yeah.
the only reason
The-
we're taking these codes is so we can do our job. We just buy the games.
We've
Otherwise.
gotten offered many day one codes, and we're like,
Yeah.
no, fuck that. Like the only reason that we want this is it allows us to
And
schedule properly.
going back to mixtape, we did not get review copies for this game.
We did get review copies. Annapurna didn't give us a dime.
We didn't
Also,
get the care package that
didn't
some
get
people got.
didn't get a press package. By the way, press packages, that's nothing new for video games.
Just marketing.
That's literally just
It's not
marketing.
new for video games or movies or anything. Like this happens all the time.
Yeah, and press packages are one of those things that's also like, if you let a $20 tchotchke or a statue or a whatever affect your opinion on a game, you have no journalistic integrity. You don't have a spot. Like, what are you doing? Like, at the end of the day, these types of things are not expensive. They're not needle movers. They are just marketing or whatever for. That's why they go. The reason companies give out review copies is they want the game to be discussed at a certain point. That is why you do that, to have that deadline and to have it go and allow there to be informed opinions and everything. That's why the companies do it. The reason we do it obviously is for scheduling mainly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We've only gotten like a couple of press packages. For example, we got this Doom Collector's Edition with the statue.
and that's why
we both reviewed it.
That's why we gave it a 10 out of 10. Connor was we got a statue. Oh wait, no, we didn't.
Gave it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, exactly.
It was great, but
it gave us a great time, and I was sick by that. But like, yeah, we've been doing this
us at all.
We've been doing this
piece
a
of
long.
plastic.
We've been
Thanks.
doing this at this point a long enough time that I really hope that most people fully understand, at least from us, that we have journalistic integrity. That's been literally a day one like company vision and mission statement.
And if this was about money for us, the company would be run a very, very different way.
We could have made so much money over the years, but we don't do that. You want to know why? Because
we want
we like
you guys
video games
to be at the forefront of all of our decisions, and that's why we went the fan-funded route. And we want to be a little bit transactional, where you're getting something for supporting us, but you also are supporting something that you really enjoy
and believe in.
Yeah.
And that's why patreon.com/Cope64.
And it's optional too, because I think we're putting out a lot of content across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
This week's podcasts are both over 2 hours.
Yeah, you don't really need it, but if you want more, I think we're putting out some really great stuff over on Patreon.
Really great stuff.
Then Dan Rose said mixtape was the most emotional I have been playing a video game. It reinforced to me how the medium is the greatest version of storytelling. And I kind of said the same thing at the end of my review. Like it feels like we're just getting started with the how creative people can get with how they use the medium to tell stories, to implement gameplay, even if it is sparse, and have it be incredibly effective. I don't need to like be in these like really high intensity precision shooting sections for every single game. Sometimes I like just moving the stick back and forth and driving down, skating down a hill with my buds. Like, sure, there very little fail states there. Yeah, but and do you not have to move? I guess, but like, why wouldn't you? Like, it's fun to move around and do little tricks. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know why that makes people so upset.
You can play Rock Band on no fail mode and let the song play out and miss all your buttons and get through the entirety of Rock Band by doing nothing. But isn't it a lot more fun to play Rock Band trying to hit the fucking notes?
Yeah.
There you go.
Many driving sections in like Cyberpunk where you're in the passenger seat, you don't have your hands on the stick at all. Like, can you make the same argument for that too? Like, that you're not playing the game then. All right. Tyler Hull says the current game of the year is out and its name is Mina the Hollower. What makes the game stand out to me is how well every aspect of this game is executed. Sure, it's borrowing from a couple different games, but the fusion of these ideas together could not be done better. There is still room for someone this year to put out a title that completely innovates its genre, which Mina fails to achieve. However, that is the only way I can see an argument to beat out this game.
Yeah.
From a personal sense,
I don't hate it.
That makes sense to me. Like, I think this game is going to be a lot of individuals' game of the year, but for like the overall consensus game of the year, I really doubt that we're going to see it in the upper third or the upper half of the nominees that are there, if nominated at all.
I think that there's a really good chance that even Resident Evil, that is, I think, I wouldn't say guaranteed, but I think that would, if what happened
I'll
today,
say guarantee.
it would be the winner. But I think that even that it's probably going to be in the lower 4 or 5 when we have the big six at the end of this year. So,
And I agree with from what I've played
yep,
of Mina, the design philosophy and the execution is it's all there.
it's
Like
awesome.
there's a lot to this game that looks like it would be a very small package, but it is in fact quite sprawling. From Uli, a member of the Fantasy Critic League, shout out to him for the support and getting in and participating for that. He said, I am disappointed a gem game such as Karen is getting overshadowed by so many other games that, in my humble opinion, aren't as good. I hope there's a big update that brings it back onto people's radar. That was such a special experience that's been honestly one of the most unique I've ever experienced in my over 2 decades of gaming. Oh, GTA 6, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, that last bit is valid. But yeah, I really want to play this game. There's multiple people in our Discord who have it as their game of the year. I think Frozen has it as their in their top 5 favorite games of all
wow.
time. So yeah, this game is really special to a lot of people. I think like visually it's really interesting, and apparently the story is really
Hmm.
fantastic as well. And that is not I didn't get that read from the trailers and the pre-release stuff. So yeah, this is towards the top of my list, as I've said multiple times on this podcast, for me to get to by the end of the year, and hopefully I can shine a light on this game a little bit more and get more people in.
Make Ready Play Karen.
I really enjoy from Stupid Cat. I really might enjoy my time with RE9, as has my 4-year-old. I don't know if
Oh,
your 4-year-old
that's
should
wild.
be watch RE9. But there's so much on the horizon I'm looking forward to. June has Star Fox, July has Halo, August has MGS Collection, and the Tarnished update for Elden Ring. Is that when it's coming to Switch too?
I think so.
Okay, I
Yeah.
didn't know we had a confirmed release date. September has Onimusha, and October has Rayman and Gears. Dustbloods and Mortal Shell 2 are also slated for 2026 as well. Rip my wallet. Mortal Shell 2, that was the game that opened the game. SGF last year, right?
Dude.
Crazy how what a difference a year can make.
Oh my gosh, what a crazy difference.
Yeah. But I've seen some buzz around that game. Valor Mortis as well, kind of in a similar vein of Souls-like, but Souls-like adjacent. I think Mortal Shell is third person though, and
Yeah.
Valor Mortis is first person. Though apparently the Valor Mortis demo is really buggy,
Okay.
which is disappointing because I do think that game showed really well at SGF during the showcase. So, but yeah, I'm excited for Star Fox. Definitely going to be there day one for Halo. I'm probably going to skip out on MGS Collection.
Yeah.
I will put off playing 4 for a later date, probably. Onimusha being the one shout out for you in September is interesting.
Yeah, everyone's got a game, dude. Capcom don't miss. They're not missing. So,
All right, I'll pull one more. How long? Good.
oh, we're only 10 minutes in the pod.
Yeah. More Resident Evil 9. More Resident Evil 9.
A lot of people like the really long podcast. We've been
Yeah.
delivering the goods there.
The game of the year conversation is not over, not by a long shot.
Yeah.
And this is from Richie Card. Too many good releases coming in the very near future. Wolverine, GTA 6, Phantom Blade Zero, and Control Resonant. I'd even count the Hollow Knight DLC as a potential contender as well if it makes cutoff. I definitely don't count out the Zelda OOT remake if it makes cutoff. God, we're so spoiled this year. I just can't see the Ocarina of Time remake getting nominated for Game of the Year, but
I also can't see it,
like,
but I also, that's an insane thing to say. You can't see it, you know?
I just think that the art style is going to be divisive enough, even if some people like are really about it. I think there's a chance that like it's almost universally disliked.
Yeah.
I like how the Star Fox character models like are almost universally hated.
I like it. So.
I think we could see that with this Ocarina of Time remake. I would not bet on that, but it is possible. It's in the cards. But I think if it's even like 50-50 or like 70% of people like it and 30% of people don't like it, I think that could really hurt its chances, because that is the core of a remake, the overhaul to the visuals. And if it's failing at that for a good number of people, I think that could definitely kill its chances of being nominated. Do like that you pointed out the Silksong DLC potential for being nominated. I think if that game comes out and it's over a 90, lock it in maybe. There's just a lot of powerhouses this year.
I don't think that can compete with a new release Mina that's over a 90.
How many games? There's 3 games over 90 so far this year. 4 if you count
on
Dave the
Metacritic?
Diver. Yeah. Or an
Uh,
open critic. Is that easy to check?
I'm just looking up 2026 Metacritic games. It'll be very easy to check. Mean is the highest at 91. Tied at 91 is Forza. Uh, Schrodinger's Call is apparently at 89. That's the third highest. And an 89, Kobe 89, 89 Resident Evil, Mugenics 88, First Light 87, Star Wars 87.
So how many over 90?
Two.
Two. Okay. How
Forza,
many do you think by the end of the year get above a 90?
6.
I'll go 7.
Fair enough.
All right, let's draft. We haven't drafted in a while, right?
It's just been a week.
Did we do it last week?
We did not last week because it was the previous.
Yes, previous. Okay. All right, ready to go?
Yeah, I can take the first pick if you would like to.
Tee it up.
Today we're drafting video game quotes, and with my first pick, this one is a necessity in my life at this point. It is one of my favorite stories. It is "Despite everything, it's still you" from Undertale. That is my favorite video game quote ever. The story goes that on the day before I got to go full time with Co-op 64, I saw a clip from a streamer, Jess Capricorn, playing Undertale and seeing that quote for the first time. And I had obviously already experienced that quote, but for my personal journey in my life, it was all sort of leading to that professional career moment. I'm still the kid that loved Kind of Funny when Connor initially showed me it. I'm still the kid that loves playing games like Hi-Fi Rush, all the way back to playing Ratchet and Clank Deadlock with you. Despite everything, it's still you. And that was really cool. So that's my 101.
Yeah, that's a game that I don't love as much as Nick and as much as many others. But that quote has always stuck with me. Words
Unreal.
to live by.
Yep.
Through the hell that you might go through the trials and tribulations, through your metamorphosize. I don't know. All the changes you go through, at your core, you're still yourself.
Yep.
And I think looking back on that and seeing how far you've come or what you've gone through, and the fact that you're still here, like, I think is something to be celebrated and acknowledged. And I think that's one hell of a quote.
Yeah.
So I had that on my list as well.
One of the best lines. It's my I went through the Rolodex and I have some great quotes on the board. And that's my 101.
Teeing up my first pick, I do want to say that I'm going totally personal here. Quotes that have hit me personally, and I'm also factoring in the delivery, because maybe just me reading it isn't going to capture how hard some of these quotes hit. So I want to say that now. I don't know if that's going to be the case for my first pick. I'm still deciding. I did not put this in order. Some of my quotes also include two people technically, because like it's a tee up and a response.
Interesting. Yeah. I'm fine with that.
I'm going to go with one that I actually don't have the personal connection to, but I just really love the quote itself, just to set this standard real fast, and pick something that I think most people can get behind just from the words that I'm about to read. The right man in the wrong place can make all the difference in the world. And that is from Half-Life 2, G-Man. Just a really fascinating, eerie, thought-provoking quote to set the stage for the journey that you're about to go on as Gordon Freeman. So as I said, for Undertale, unfortunately, I'm not as high on Half-Life 2 as many others, but it definitely has its redeeming qualities, this quote being one of them, the gravity gun being the other. So then with my next pick, I think I can get a lot of these later down the line.
Right now, I'm playing the game of, there's one quote that I'm going to choose because you might choose it, and I cannot have you choose it.
One or two, Nick?
One.
Okay. I have two Joel quotes.
So I also have a couple Joel
on
quotes.
which one to go with. With my second pick, I'm going to go with "You are treading on some mighty thin ice."
Yeah.
Just the delivery is killer there. Cold as ice, dude. And you can feel so much pain and raw emotion in the way he says that line. Like, Troy Baker is a fucking powerhouse. He's a national treasure. And him putting that prowess and talent behind Joel, I think, elevates that character to be that legendary figure for many people.
Yeah.
Like he is for me.
Yeah, that quote is... It's the best moment of The Last of Us Part 1, except for maybe the ending.
Are we going to say that you can only pick one quote from one character? So I can read my second quote.
What?
I want to read the second
Well,
quote.
I want to choose a Joel quote myself.
We should have talked about
No,
this
well, you
before.
didn't. That's on you.
Okay.
I'm going to choose another
All
Joel
right.
quote. I'm
Fine.
sorry.
I
Yeah.
will not pick another Joel quote, so you
Yeah,
can
sure.
save that for later. If you'd
Well,
like.
I am going to just choose it now because I want to play. I would have picked this quote next. But I want to stick on yours real quick. Yeah. The pain in its voice. It is something that you understand as a human being. There are certain moments in your life where you are overstepping the line with another person, and they say to you, being like, "You need to stop. Like you need to stop." But instead of "you need to stop" or in anger, and there's a little bit of anger there, it's like so clear of like, please just don't go there, and it's so well delivered. Troy Baker, man. With my second pick, if somehow the Lord gave me a second chance at that moment, I would do it all over again.
We don't have that one.
The porch scene. I'm not going to go too in depth on it for spoiler purposes, but Last of Us Part 2, it is something that will make me well up with tears every single time. It's so good. It like The Last of Us Part 2 is so clearly a masterpiece for me because of moments like this. It is there are lines in that game that are just so fantastic, and that one in particular is something that has stuck with me forever. If I ever like need to like get a good cry out, I will go and watch a compilation video of people reacting to that clip. It makes me cry every time.
Yeah, you just fucking bodied me there. Like, that's the quote.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm replaying The Last of Us Part 2 right now. This is my third playthrough of this game. Technically 3.5 because I had to go do some trophy cleanup, but I just did chapter select after getting through my survivor playthrough back in 2020. But so many moments are giving me full body chills still, and I'm not even locking in for every single cutscene. But when I get to those moments that I know are gonna hit me once again, I will put the controller down, look away from chat, and just focus on the cutscenes and the story. And man, there are many moments that are just killer. I have
Yeah. What's the
other one is you have no idea what loss is.
Yeah.
From Joel as well. And I have another Last of Us 2 quote, but I'm gonna save it, or maybe I'll just do it as an honorable mention.
For me, the other quote that I thought about choosing from The Last of Us was "I swear."
Yeah.
Like that line and that delivery to close out that game is arguably the reason that quote I didn't want to put on my board was the thing that helps carry that moment so well is not just the performance, but I really do think the music and the tension that adds is absurd. I have a couple that I want to go to, but I think I can get them later. So I'm going to choose the one that I definitely want in something that is an all-timer for me. With my third pick, I'm choosing "I am a shield" of Rosaria, and I will do my duty. It is the line that kicks off one of the most hype moments in gaming history, and also fucking Ben Starr. The way he says it, it is unlike anything else I've seen from a voice performance thing ever. Like when I say that Ben Starr gave the greatest voice performance of all time as Clive Rossfield, it is so like that is my 101, the line that I point to, because it is him talking about something, and I don't really want to spoil like exactly what it means, but it is not him being the shield is not for his Rosaria. It's him being the protector of the person he needs to protect.
Yeah.
And it's so well delivered.
I have no Final Fantasy on my list. It's tough to come up with these quotes on the fly. Like I had a few that came to me immediately that I have sentimental memories with. And then I did like look up like notable video game quotes and pulled a few more. But like there's some like deep cuts that I think are getting swept under the rug here.
Yeah, real quick shout out to Jay. Good luck trying to cut this under 10 minutes. Yeah. Come on. It's going to be awesome.
I'll try to move quicker.
Yeah.
The last few to make it easy on him.
I won't. I got too many gas quotes.
I'm trying to figure out how I want to play this out.
I have two that.
Because I only have 3 left.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to cut some really great ones.
Yeah, I have.
There's the right choices, and then there's like the choices that I personally really love. Okay. I'm gonna go with this one. For my third pick, I'm going to go with another quote that I think is just legendary on its own, but also for me has some sentimental value from Mass Effect 3. We're going to go with stand in the ashes of 1 trillion dead souls and ask the ghosts if honor matters. Their silence is your answer. And that is from Javik.
Oh,
Yeah, it's killer.
that's awesome.
Just straight poetry right there, man. Like,
Yeah, what a great line about war
Yeah.
and tragedy. Like,
yeah.
really,
And,
really impactful.
the Prometheans and their story and their um them always kind of looming in the background of the narrative of Mass Effect and not getting to see them physically until the third game, but you hear about them constantly as you go on your journey through the first two. Then you get to meet Javik, get the full story of what happened to his people, and you get this banger line because of that. And man, like it, they really tee it up and then knock you out of the park with this line and this character. So really love Javik, really love Mass Effect 3, underrated game, almost as good as 2. Nick, you got to play Mass Effect 3.
One day.
I'm gonna just do one fucking kick-ass quote.
Is it? There's one that I'm like shocked you haven't drafted yet, and if you don't, I'm gonna draft it. And you're gonna be kicking yourself that you didn't draft it. So
I don't think it's the one that I have here. With my fourth pick, I'm gonna go with giving the Covenant back their bomb. Master Chief, Halo 2, the cutscene that plays. There's more in there that I think is really great as well. But like, dude, I will watch an edit of that cutscene playing with Freebird overlaid over it every single time it comes up. What?
I have a Halo quote. How do you?
I've just been thinking about this one a lot. So it was
Sure.
the first one to pop into my mind, so I didn't even think to look up another one.
I didn't look this one up. This was the first one I thought of when we did this draft. I'm gonna choose it.
Wake me when you're when you need me. Fuck.
My next pick is Wake Me When You Need Me, Chief, Halo 3. And I've stewed on this quote a lot longer than the second Connor was like, this is what we're drafting this week. Not only an insanely impactful line because it's closing out this amazing trilogy. I think that to some level, if you played this game back when it initially released, it's a really impactful line because it's like, you can come back to these games if you need me.
Yeah.
Like, you can come back to these memories. I'll be here always for you. I'm good. I will be here for you. It's so good.
I did not think Nick was going to tear up in this draft. Like, usually going into a draft, I'm like, oh, Nick's probably going to get emotional. I might get emotional, but
I knew it was game over for me, man.
This is like the third time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, hell of a line. Puts a bow on the entire trilogy, one of the most legendary trilogies of all time.
And then I'm going to choose with my last pick a line. This is going to probably get me. And I want to make sure that I get it exactly proper. I've been looking up all these quotes, just being like, I have it properly, right? Yeah, I got it. It's a line that I didn't know was as impactful as it was, but it's a line I think about legitimately all the time at this point. To grieve deeply is to have loved fully. God of War. For me, I am so thankful because I've not experienced grief in a large way in our life. We are very thankful.
We lucked out big time so far.
Many of our grandparents are still around, but the thing that the person who's not around is our late grandfather. And for me, the grieving process has been something that is brutal because every single time that we have any accomplishment in the business or personal accomplishment or anything, he's the person that like I really wish was still around to be able to talk to. And
hits
so
you randomly.
Yeah. And then Mom literally during this podcast sent me this photo of me and our papa playing some cribbage. I believe during one of our I believe it was during our sister's graduation.
Man loves slinging those cards, dude.
Yeah. So to grieve deeply is to have loved fully. I loved that man all the way. So it's very okay to be sad and to deal with it after the fact because it's okay to have loved that amount. So that's my last pick.
You've hit your crying quota.
Oh, I have so many like fun and easy lines to go. Like I just was like, these quotes are so like video game quotes are to some level it can be badass, like giving the Covenant their bomb back, but also it can be impactful in the way that like I love some of these quotes. They make me emotional. They make me love the medium of video games, dude. I love it.
With my last pick, I teed this whole thing up by saying that I was going to go personal, and then I feel like that just kind of went out the window halfway through or right off the rip with the G-Man quote. But for my last pick, I'm going to go with something that is very, very personal to me. Kingdom Hearts 2. It's a double quote with Kairi and Sora. We're back. You're home. And then he gives her back the Lucky Charm. And yeah, that has hit me every single time, no matter what. It makes me tear up. I think the music plays a big part in that, but like the catharsis of looking back on the entire journey that they've been on, and they've been split up in one way or another this whole time. And I think that like after Kingdom Hearts 1, with Kyrie forgetting Sora and Sora's memories being all wonky from Chain of Memories, like there was a chance they never find each other, and they eventually get back together. That scene in The World That Never Was, where Sora finds Riku, but he looks like Ansem, and it's, do you have the quote in front
Oh
of you?
yeah, I looked everywhere
I
for
looked
you.
everywhere for
Like
you.
that
Like,
is
oh,
an all-time line for me.
he finds Kyrie and he's like, "Oh my God, Kyrie, I'm so
Yeah.
happy to see you." And then he finds Riku, it just breaks down
Yeah,
in tears,
like,
falls to his knees.
Like that journey,
bromance I'm looking for.
it's two
Yeah,
games
in my
of like him searching for his best friend, and like to go and how those moments. It's the moment I talk about pretty often. The Last of Us TV show, when Joel sees Tommy for the first time in like years and everything. Like that always gets me emotional. Like it is that amplified so much over because it's these two characters.
All right, I got some honorable mentions here.
I
The
got
other
plenty.
Last of Us quote I had is "You're my people." Abby.
Oh yes,
That line
yes,
hits like a ton of bricks every single time too.
yes.
I think
So
that's right up
good.
there with the other ones that we threw out.
Yes,
It's short and sweet, but like it is very,
yes.
very effective.
It is the moment that solidifies Abby's character for the player.
Yep.
I think fully. Like
They do a lot to pull you back to her side,
Yep.
or at least understand her side of the situation. Dude, I'm going through day one right now, and I am reminiscing on how angry I felt that they were doing this on my first playthrough. I was like, I do not want to play as Abby. I want to see what is going on with Ellie. You left us on a cliffhanger with Ellie. Like, I don't like this character as much, or at least I don't think I like this character as much. And then they just keep pulling you back in, and then it's just one moment after the next to win you over to her side in a meaningful way, and then that line is kind of the cherry on top of the whole dynamic that you grow with her, and she grows with all the characters around her. So yeah, love it.
can I rip a couple?
Oh, I have a bunch. So we can let's just go back and forth.
Okay. My next one that I had was, "I'm preparing my uselessness of today for my usefulness tomorrow." Quote from Gustav at the start of Expedition 33. I love that quote whenever I'm trying to relax a little bit, and like be like, oh, I know I got like work to do or whatever. Making sure that I'm fully enjoying my time of sitting and relaxing to go and prepare for whatever needs to get done the next day. I love that line.
Had to be me. Someone else might have gotten it wrong.
Yep.
Jordan, but I already had the Javik line, so I didn't want to double up on ME3.
If saving you means losing you, then so be it. From Expedition 33, Renoir.
So many.
Just those two got written down.
Okay.
But yeah, I think
You
that
didn't
those.
pick anything else from E33 for your team?
No, I didn't
Oh.
choose an E33 quote. Which both of those were in consideration, but I like my team as it stands. But yeah, for me, that line is like so good. To properly like love someone, sometimes you need to go and lose them and let them free from your life. It really is a gorgeous quote, and in the context of the game, it's a little bit different, but that's how I've always taken the quote.
Mine's like a two-parter with two characters. You have no honor, and you are a slave to it. Jin Sakai.
Yep.
Yeah, really good.
Two-parter for you. This one really tried its best to get into the lineup. I was hoping we could talk business. What business? Business. Boys. Aerith and Tifa. And I love that it's solidifying their friendship in a way that is like so personal. The music's
People
playing under it.
hate that kind of comedy and levity in these remake games.
Max,
I love it.
Dude, brought up the fact, he was like, people complain about these series all the time, like the remake trilogy. It is the only trilogy to review as well, or it's the only Final Fantasy games in the modern era or turn-based era that reviews as well as it does. It's the only games that get nominated for Game of the Year. You can bitch and complain all you want about it, but these are successes like across the board, critically and emotionally. So the people that wanted to go back to turn-based, I'm sorry, you are the minority. Like there's people that scream and shout all they want, but why would Square Enix go away from what's working so well for them?
I think that they could go back to turn-based though,
they
and
could
capture a large audience as well, and give the team an opportunity to make what is old new again for them. Like I feel like after a while they wanted to move off of turn-based because they were making turn-based games for decades.
But Square is
and
still
now
making turn-based
they're
games.
so far away from it. Well, yeah, not the Final Fantasy team.
I understand, but
so it really is dependent on what they want to do. I'm down for whatever the Final Fantasy teams want to do.
Or Creative Business Unit 3.
Whoever is working on the next main line, and then whatever that team works on after the trilogy.
But going back to this quote, delightful quote, love it. There's many from the other one I don't even have it written is 7 seconds Cloud. Time enough for you, perhaps. Like that line, the amount of tension in your shoulders after. Also, we don't talk about it enough. Getting Cloud and Sephiroth, Edge of Creation, and everything. None of this, I'm gonna it's not spoiled because none of this will make any sense. Cloud do the Omni Slash on Sephiroth, and just Sephiroth just bing, 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 just like taking all of it, and then the sword flies away and everything is so sick, nasty.
Hype and aura, dude.
Game, dude. Oh my gosh. Also, the final line, I don't have it written down. I was gonna look it up, but the final line that Aaron says in Remake before they change the final line is so good.
Yeah. I get why they changed it, but
yeah, I know too. But man, so good.
I miss the Steel Sky.
Yeah, it's something along those lines. What's your next one?
My next one is War is where the young and stupid are tricked by the old and bitter into killing each other. That's from Nico Bellic from GTA 4, and I have one more.
Yep.
Do you have any more?
I have more.
Oh, shit, dude.
I can go with my next one real quick. Death can have me when it hurts me. Kratos God of War.
Do you think love can bloom on the battlefield?
I was wondering what Metal Gear quote to go with, and the issue was I just ended up utilizing a lot of different monologues that I like. I do think that the final monologue in MGS2 is obviously fantastic. But yeah, do you think
I've been saying that quote like semi-regularly lately, like in Marathon, like there was people like locked in a room, but they were looking at us, and but we couldn't like access where they were, and we were just both standing there waiting for the other team to make like the next move. And I was like, do you think love can bloom on the battlefield? I've seen two rooks running around together, and then like same thing.
From Rafe, Nathan Drake raised a madman and his entire army to the steps of Shambhala. Nathan Drake found a lost city in the middle of the Rubal Al-Khali Desert. Nathan Drake discovered the fable El Dorado. Nathan Drake is a legend. You know, I shot the man who told me that. So good. Like, it's the line itself is amazing, but the closer to be like, he freaking hates Nathan so much and he's so jealous of him and envious of his success. It's awesome.
Another good piece of video game writing, not in the game, the trailer that we set as the number one game trailer of all time.
Yeah, it's the best video.
But that's not who I am. Yeah.
Yeah. My last one is obviously a quote that I say also semi-regularly. The price of freedom is steep. Zach Baer, dude. So good. This is one of those topics, and we could do a bracket.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think the bracket would end with, despite everything, it's still you winning.
I think you're right.
That or wake me when you need me.
Yeah.
I love that quote. And then literally the issue would be the same issue we have with every bracket we do, where The Last of Us is represented. There's so many good ones, and you don't know which one's the best, and we disagree on certain things.
Well, I think the best is the porch scene.
Yeah, the Lord gave me another chance.
Yeah.
At that moment, I'd do it all over again.
All over again.
And I love that he is so secure to not only say a line like that, but he's like, I made my choice. Like I would, because I love you. Like I will never not love you, so my choice will never change. Yep. It's that equation that makes it so beautiful.
Only good thing to come out of season 2 of The Last of Us is the enhancement of that porch scene.
That dude, I cried a lot watching episode 3, season 1 of The Last of Us. That one of the best episodes of TV ever, right? But the tears that well up in my eyes during any version of that scene will never not be like it's just perfect.
Yeah,
it's
I remember,
literally perfect.
I think I've told the story on the podcast. I've definitely told it on the streams that when The Last of Us Part 2 came out, I turned my phone off for the entire weekend.
Yeah,
I just wanted it. I knew there was leaks out there.
Yep.
I just wanted to avoid spoilers. I also just didn't want to see the discourse. I just wanted to have my own opinion on the game and see it through in solitude. Laura sat next to me for the entire game. She watched me play the first one as well. That is not connected to the point that I'm about to make, though, but I do think that is a fun fact. But the point I want to make in regards to that quote is that, like, I remember tearing up when I was watching it and playing it. And then when I broke was when I talked about it to Laura after the fact.
Yeah.
And like recited a line myself, and then I was hit with it.
Yeah. Oh,
You know?
I mean, there's the best acting in that game is Ellie during the scene. The scene the most notorious scene in that game.
Most notorious.
The one that defines The Last of Us Part 2. Yeah, I think that is Ashley Johnson. Like
the anger to the sadness back to the anger
is like
really
it
great.
it is so complex. It's so well
You
delivered.
gotta
It's unreal.
commend the animation team too.
Oh,
with
yeah,
bringing the emotion to life on her face. I think is really impressive as well.
Insane. God, I cannot wait for Intergalactic.
Yeah, me too.
Cannot wait.
Are we just trying to stretch this to 3 hours? At this
No,
point?
I'm not. I'm so down to cut it here. Thank you so much for supporting over on patreon.com/Cope64. If you like super long podcasts like this, please support over there.
They'll be as long as they need to be.
They'll be as long as they need to be. Thank you. If you support at that highest tier, you get your name right at the end of every podcast we do here at Cope64. Amazing members like
Smiles,
Crane B,
my man Tanji,
Schmung Dingle,
or Scooby Doo running sound,
Brutal,
Chad Chaddington III,
Roland K,
Leroy Jenkins,
40,
Awesome O,
Humunga Dunga,
Night Echoes,
Nibber's Finest,
Caleb Beef,
Zodiac,
Sound Hills X,
Cash R,
Chaboy Jake,
Jakey P,
Pigeon Power,
Sunlight Phantom,
Chuzar,
MD Dunbar,
Mr. Munchies,
Malcolm the Dog,
Farmer Spud,
Rocket Tater,
Nofi,
The Dakes Mike,
Swampy Bits,
Scones see,
Killer Cheese,
Aloha Alley,
Scooterman,
San Shuro,
DJ Carlos,
Neutral Sphere,
Eli Van Usual,
The Neutron Style,
Easton C,
Kingdom Hearts Rules,
Crispy,
DJ Zach Beat,
Wooly,
Jacob Deep,
Big Mac,
Mel Nate,
The Patty Cake,
Melkor Cowboy,
Mega,
Yogi,
Damn,
Holem,
Brock,
Voodoo,
Milky Sins,
Reggie Ranks,
Alex the Golden,
Andrew H,
Master Diz,
Cannon Fodder Games,
Only One Rufus.
and Kingdom Hearts. I don't know where my mouse cursor is. Sucks.
Thank you for joining us on this episode. We will see you on the next one. Peace out.